Salutations, my fellow dandies. It's me, Jack Dandy, and today we have a very special, no, I guess special is the right word, stream today. Me and Blaze are going to be writing fanfiction with the help of novel AI. For some reason. First of all, salutations Reg, salutations C-Top, good to see you both, hope you're both fine and dandy. Oh my god, it's the Jack Dandy, yes. Not just a Jack Dandy, it's the Jack Dandy. You can tell because I have my signature rose and Blaze the cat. Before we start, just as a, I'm going to turn that down a little bit more. It's supposed to be BGM, not fighting over the top of it. It's, for some reason, well, I know what's for some reason. I saw the ghost clip from last year, that was so funny. Oh good, I'm glad. Reg went to trouble to dig that out, and I was worried everyone missed it, so I posted it on Twitter. I'm glad you saw it. It was a very funny clip. Hopefully we can get something out of Blaze, although she's a little less unhinged than Snake. But we'll see, we'll see. So, before we start, it's summer, obviously, in the Northern Hemisphere, in case you weren't aware. But it's been very, very hot here in the UK, and it's hit that point where I've been able to go all summer. I don't think I've seen this. I think I've seen maybe 2 flies. Today, I've just got 1,000 of the fuckers. I don't know where they've come from. I had my door and window shut. I've got my bedroom window open, but otherwise I've had my. So I guess they came in through the bedroom window. Otherwise, I've had the window shut. But for some reason, it's just thousands of goddamn flies. I've got fly traps all over the place, and I just caught a few of them. But and I've bought one of those electric fly swatter things, which is going to be delivered tomorrow, so I can sort them out tomorrow. But if you hear me clapping randomly or punching furniture because I'm trying to slap one of them, that's why. Because they are annoying. I don't. Just go away. You go away. I don't know this anyway. It's so annoying. It's just like it's fine, and then like for one day there's just 1,000 of the things. I don't know where they come from. It's like I keep everything clean, so they've got nothing to eat. They'll die eventually, but they're here. So yeah. Anyway, just thought I'd preface in case people were wondering why I was clapping or slapping things randomly while we were trying to do this. Stream. Anyway, I don't remember exactly what prompted this. I think the last time we had Blaze on, she mentioned that she liked writing fans fiction stories, and so we've written that into her kind of character, and I promised. Salutations, Macho Qualquiera? Have you used Novel AI Image Generator? I heard they just added some sort of update. So, I have used Novel AI's Image Generator to play around with it, just to sort of see how it is. I've done a Sonic fanfiction stream before. When I did it before, this was 2 years ago. When I did it before, I used the AI Image Generator as part of that stream to facilitate the story. Because at the time, it was awful, and I thought it was funny. And you didn't get anything that looked anything like what I put into it. You just got weird shapes and blobs and circles, and it didn't look anything like Sonic, it didn't look anything like Eggman, and so I figured it was harmless. The AI image generation of today is scary. Like, it is genuinely, it's too good. If you type something in, you will get the thing that you typed in eventually. And I think AI image generation stuff is dangerous, so I'm not going to use it for this stream. We're just going to play around with the text generation and ChatGPT because I think they're fine. But I think it's the thing that irks me about the image generation is that occasionally you'll request an image, and it will create the image, and it will try and it will create a signature, like somewhere along the image, like a person would do if they were writing it for real. And it's just gibberish, it's just a gibberish squiggle. But what it is it's just sort of a reminder that, oh yeah, they've just stolen art off of a load of people who have actually drawn this stuff, and they're just trying to sort of emotionlessly replicate it, and it's worrying. The tech's very, very good, and at the end in a good and a bad way. I think there's it's. I mean, I'm glad I'm not a professional artist or a upcoming artist because it's going to put a lot of people out of work, I think. Anyway, this isn't a soapbox for AI, for the dangers of AI technology. This is for us to make creepy fan fiction with Blaze. So I will activate Blaze. You can, so like Snake on Saturday. Blaze will not respond directly. It won't be like a normal stream where Blaze will reply to your. Well, she might reply. I haven't, but she won't read out your responses. She will just respond to them. And the idea is that I'm going to go back and forth. I'm not actually going to contribute a huge amount to this, to be honest. I'm just kind of here to facilitate things. I will kind of, grab the wheel if the ship starts steering into a direction that we don't want it to go. But generally, I'm going to leave it up to Blaze to do a prompt, and then Novel AI to do a prompt, and we'll back and forth it. And you can influence Blaze's part of the story by doing channel point redemptions, and she can. I'll include. I don't want to promise to say I'll include everything that she says, but I'll see what she says. If it's doable, then I'll do it. And we're gonna play another layer. I played around with this briefly earlier. I set it. There's two modes. So I've set a couple of modes on here. You can see. There's just for the author's notes. I've just put in. This is a Sonic the Hedgehog fanfic featuring only characters from Sonic the Hedgehog. Do not mention Cream the Rabbit or Charmy Bee in the story. That, by the way, is a rule. Blaze has that rule. I've also, for this stream, banned the words Cream and Charmy. So don't even try and enter them into anything. For what should be obvious reasons. The thing is this one, the config preset. I've got it set to Asper, which is for creative writing. I could set it to Writer's Demon. I tried this. It's extremely imaginative, sometimes too much. I tried this for one prompt, and it's a bit too avant-garde, but I'm worried that Asper will be too competent and be just not very interesting. So I might try it on extremely imaginative, sometimes too much, just to see where we go. It's a bit too. It got very meta in the very brief prompt I tried with it. So we'll see. And if we need to dial it down, we can dial it down. Hopefully, Blaze will, I don't know, take the edge off. Salutations, Bride. Did you miss anything cursed? Not yet. No, we haven't even spoken to Blaze yet. I've just been explaining. I've got a lot of flies in the house at the moment because it's summer. So if I start clapping, that's why, because I'm trying to slap one of them. And I'm not using AI images on this because Novel AI's image generator is freakishly good, and I don't like it. Oh, and yeah, you can't mention the rabbit or the bee. You can mention the vanilla, but not the other one. They are banned. Just setting up a few ground rules. So talk about things you put in coffee. Yes. Yeah, I guess. I mean, okay. Well, it should be fine. It's a. We'll just put milk in your coffee. It's fine. All right. Well, let's speak to Blaze since she's been sat here, patiently. Hi Blaze, we are live on Twitch and about to start writing our fanfiction. Are you excited to be here? Oh, I gotta be careful because the prompt is... P is to cancel.
Hello, Jack. Like a wildfire, my excitement is burning brightly for this opportunity. I'm thrilled to venture into this creative process, even if my writing skills aren't exactly stellar. Let's ignite this story, shall we?
Oh, I thought you were saying that, so let's. P, by the way, is the button, is the key I have to enter to sort of stop the voice prompt. So you're going to see P enters a lot here because it's annoying to have to click off of it every time. God damn it. Told you. Alright. So first of all, I think we need a title. I want Blaze to come up with a title for this. So, Blaze, I am glad that you are excited, because I'm very excited. But before we begin, every good story needs a title, and I'd like you to come up with it, Blaze. What have you got in mind?
Oh, the pressure is on and it's making me feel quite fiery. How about we call our story Chaos Control, Flames of Desire? The title has a certain ring to it, don't you think?
Okay, well that does give us a guide of I guess where she wants the story to go. Okay, so the story's called Chaos Control, Flames of Desire. It's not my cheeks clapping, and it's not me spanking myself.
Ah, Basil, an interesting choice. With a name that resonates warmth and spice, it has ignited my curiosity. Very well, Basil shall be the main character.
Oh.
Let's see where this new spark of creativity takes us.
Okay, alright, well apparently the main character is called Basil. We've included an OC. I should have anticipated this. I should have banned the word Basil. Okay, well... Alright, well, I said earlier, I'll leave it up to me whether I include it in the chat, but obviously once it's in Blaze's mind, she can... Yeah, I mean, it's up to her if she wants to include it. Okay. How could we not include an OC in Sonic fanfiction? I guess. Okay, so we've got our OC. Alright. Okay, Cream. God damn it, not Cream. Okay, Blaze. We've got... It's because we were talking about it, and now I can't keep saying the word. We've got our main character, Basil. What animal is Basil? I think that's important for us to establish early on. And what other characters would you like to have in the opening act? So I keep spanking yourself, keep saying a band
A fiery
word. Yes.
lapse there, but it happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
I imagine Basil as a regal peacock, as bright and
Okay.
colorful as a blazing sunset. For our opening act, let's bring in our ever-charming Sonic, esoteric Tails, and the downright explosive Knuckles. We can weave a tapestry of conflict and bonding between them, setting the stage for a wonderful character exploration.
Oh, wait, hang on. I should put this into the memory. Alright. The main character is Basil the Peacock. There you go. Right, so that that way it won't like shouldn't randomly deviate away from Basil, and we should stay with Basil. Okay, so we've got Basil the Peacock, and the opening scene is with Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. All right, well let's. Unless anyone else wants to influence the story in any way by suggesting anything to Blaze before we start, I will ask Blaze for an opening paragraph. Basil or Basil, are you British or not? Like I explained this yesterday. Because of like American TV and the internet, I sometimes just forget which pronunciation is the correct one and I just say whichever one comes to mind. But now you pointed out on Saturday that I was saying Basil, and now I'm forcing myself to say Basil. So it's Basil. Just forces so far. Yeah, it is basically just Sonic Forces. I mean, let's see where she goes with it. All right, I'm going to ask her to generate an introductory paragraph to get this fanfic on the road. Okay, Blaze. We've got our title. We've got our main character Basil. We've got our other three characters Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. Hit me with an opening paragraph. have a lot of ideas on input on this one. Reggie, you have points, ideas. Yeah, you two work together.
Ah, the opening scene, setting the stage on fire, so to speak. Here we go. In the shimmering city of Mobius, where streams of neon lights danced playfully against glossy skyscrapers under the starry sky, lived an exotic peacock named Basil. His feathers blazed with a palette of colors as varied and vibrant as a roaring bonfire. On one of his usual twilight perambulations, he bumps into none other than Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, causing a veritable eruption of intriguing interactions and flaming egos. I hope that's hot enough to capture the reader's attention, huh?
No, it's hot, really. This is another thing as well. It's for some reason it like adds in random sentence breaks, so I just have to fix it each time I copy it and paste it into the thing. All spaces. Okay, so in the shimmering city of Mobius, where streams of neon lights. I don't know. Okay, Mobius is apparently now a city. That's fine. Streams of neon lights dance playfully against glossy skyscrapers under a starry sky. Lived an exotic peacock named Basil. His feathers blur. Yeah, okay. I don't need to read this out. Blaze just did. All right. We have our first paragraph. I don't have to spell any of this. It's all copy and paste. The only thing I have to do is read out the bit that Novel AI says to Blaze, because I don't have a way to copy and paste it into Blaze's thing. But, all right. Let's see where this goes. Who the hell do you think you are, walking into Sonic, putting a hand on a knuckle? Amateur? I don't know who said that. I mean, maybe that's Tails who said that? Ew. Ew. Icky knuckle. Bathroom. Okay, this might be too avant-garde. This was the problem I think. The richness and sophistication of the colours, characters, and settings are enough to drive me completely crazy. But you can't take this shit seriously either. Alright, we might need to tone that down a smidge. I think this might be just a bit too creative. I'll give it one more prompt to see if it turns it around. It's all an overdone soap opera, a simple plot filled with jokes that no longer work or suck so hard that it can no longer be satire. Gulp. However, like some old movie, there's something truly magical about reading this work on my iPad while running a... Okay, it's not... You won't believe one of the most epic stories about Sonic was actually a fan fiction written back in 2000. Alright, we might need to tone this down a smidge. Because there's not really... Okay. You've seen... This is... What was this one called? This is, Writer's Demon. Okay, that's the config. Let's... Tell you what, I'll save it. I'll paste it into a notepad. I don't think we'll use that though. Let me dial it down to Asper, which is the slightly less insane one, and we'll see what that comes up with. Don't just go around saying bath emoji, cringe. Sorry, it's not part of my normal lexicon, no. Blaze is trying her best and her little brother came in. Okay, let's see what this one says. Tails yawned as Sonic came to a graceful halt and alighted on one of his boots. The chipper fox had a fond smile. Man, we really did it, Sonic groaned wearily. Oh, that was Sonic. Man, we really did it, Sonic groaned wearily, stretching himself out as far as possible and craning his neck and shaking his shoulders. I beat. That was impressive, quipped the two-tailed teen, giving the hedgehog a thumbs up. Sonic, always brimming with confidence, replied casually. Would you expect anything less from me? Are they going to mention Basil? At all. Knuckles, feeling left out, chipped in. True enough, I couldn't just let them escape unscathed. Knuckles, is there really need to talk like this every time? Tails asked with an exasperated chuckle. We haven't got that kind of free time. Mighty Echidna pounded his chest, producing a low thump. Sonic or me, it doesn't matter. This isn't going anywhere. Sonic or me, it doesn't matter. As long as they still get wiped out. Knuckles, you the least bothered. Okay, this is a bit...
Ah, the fires of melancholy burn within Tails, do they? Perhaps our dear fox has been sizzling with silent despair, hidden behind the veneer of his genius. Let's fan those flames a bit. As the group immersed themselves in stimulating conversations, Tails stood aloof. His twin tails drooped like exposed electrical wires, his azure eyes flickering with a despair as deep and unfathomable as a black hole. Despite Sonic's attempts to uplift his mood, Tails' inner turmoil continued to bubble under his skin's surface, like lava under a dormant volcano. Let's hope this adds a bit of necessary flaming pathos to our fox friend's character, yes?
Okay, Blaze also appears to have forgotten Basil. Hopefully he will show up in the story at some point, other than just bumping into Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles whilst out on a nightly walk. Alright, so I deleted the last two bits because it was getting a bit meta. But I'll include Blaze's section. I don't know necessarily that matches up, but that's fine. So, Knuckles feeling left out, chipped in. True enough, I couldn't just let them escape unscathed. Knuckles, is there really a need for you to talk like this every time? Tails asked with an exasperated chuckle. We haven't got that kind of free time. The mighty kid pounded his chest, producing a low thumb sound. Sonic, with me, it doesn't matter, as long as they still get wiped out. As the group immersed themselves in stimulating conversations, Tails stood aloof. Yeah, I don't know that... Okay, I guess, yeah. His twin tails drooped like exposed electrical wires, his azure eyes flickered with despair as deep as unfathomable black hole. It's really, like, contrasting styles here. It's great. Despite Sonic's attempt to uplift his mood, Tails' inner turmoil continued to bubble under his thin skin surface with lava under a dormant volcano. Someone needs to randomly ask Tails about his arsehole, so I was why are you even here? Oh, maybe save that for, like, the second act, at least. Maybe that could be part of the desire. I don't know. Finally, the fox could take no more. Sonic, what do you think heroes truly are? Huh? Why all of a sudden the hedgehog instantly seized up at Tails' perplexed visage. It was only a joke, Sonic. The furry pilot tried his best to appear pleasant, but his eyes told a different story. They were cold and lonely as icebergs. As he... that's awesome. As he glanced away into the swirling void of his thoughts. I'll do one more and then I'll read this back to Blaze. For that short instant, his voice was lost its vivacious inflection. You can't. Sonic simply smiled. Under the shade of trees, the pair sat. Wait, so okay, what? Okay, I'm gonna stop there because otherwise I'm gonna do the prompt. It's Tales of Tsundere. It's all about hot and cold, it seems. This version of Tails could be. Normally he's just... I think he's just... he just lacks self-confidence. Possibly because someone keeps asking about his arse. Okay, it occurs to me I don't know how to visualize... Well, not visualize, vocalize speech to Blaze. So I'm just going to see what happens and see what she thinks. Okay, Blaze. Following your paragraph, I'm going to write, finally the fox could take no more. Sonic, what do you think heroes truly are? Huh? Why all of a sudden? The hedgehog instantly seized up at Tails' perplexed visage. It was only a joke, Sonic. The furry pilot tried his best to appear pleasant, but his eyes told a different story. They were cold and lonely as icebergs as he glanced away into the swirling void of his thoughts. For that short instant, his voice lost its vivacious inflection. You can't. Sonic simply smiled. Joe, reading this, it is all just gibberish. Again, curious what she...
Your words lit up the scene with a dramatic flair, Jack.
Thanks.
Tails' fiery despair is indeed tangible now. However, let's not forget about Sonic's potential reaction. Allow me to add a little more heat to this fire.
Don't blame me.
Sonic, always quick to sense a shift in the wind, paused. He stared at Tails, uncertainty flickering in his emerald eyes. Yet, like a true hero, he steeled his emotions, keeping them contained like a calm flame within a lantern. Typhoon, Sonic's endearing nickname for Tails, reminding him of their shared past adventures.
Is it?
Heroes. We are what we choose to be. Each choice is a burning ember that sets our path alight. I finally managed to incorporate Sonic's particular quirk there, without explicitly stating it, of course.
Thank you for for pointing out that you didn't explicitly state it. Okay, so Sonic has got the nickname Typhoon for Tails. Alright, just so we make sure we got the same punctuation. Let me just change these to speech bubbles. Not speech bubbles, but you know what I mean. That's what I mean, don't blame you for his depression. You're the one who's explicitly said he wasn't depressed enough.
Oh, that's one burning hot idea indeed. How about a splash of humor to spice up the tension? Let's warm this story up with Knuckles' unique charm. Suddenly, a cacophonous chortle cut through the stifling silence. Everyone, even the visibly desolate Tails, turned to see Knuckles, doubled over with tears of merriment trickling from his eyes. "All right, boys," he said, barely suppressing his laughter. "How about we heat this chilly tableau up with some steaming hot pun cakes? Hit me with your favorite." That should add a welcoming heat wave to our otherwise frosty interaction, don't you think?
Oh yeah, no, this would be great. I'm interested to see what Novel AI adds as a steaming hot pun cake. Okay, so Basil is just kind of forgotten about. He's just observing this from the side, I guess. Tails is having a mood swing, I guess, and a waxing lyrical about the definition of a hero, and then Knuckles suddenly wants to know everyone's favourite pun. I mean, yeah, I was expecting gibberish, so I suppose I can't complain too much. I thought calling his little buddy as his nickname. It clearly says Typhoon as his nickname there. Come on, it's right there. Blaze would know. Blaze has met both of them. You put in the prompt that it only uses Sonic characters. Basil this one, so I don't think it will use him. Oh, okay, you might be right. You might be right. Let me feature only characters Sonic the Hedgehog and my OC, Basil the Peacock. There we go. Let's see. Hopefully, maybe that will. But Blaze has also forgotten about Basil. But let's just see what it does with that. Upon hearing "hit me with," Sonic tensed up like a cat with his hackles raised. What? What? My favourite hero is, with a flourish, the Hedgehog unveiled his own personal armory. He pounded his pectorals proudly, flashing the bright grin characteristics of the Blue Blur's uncountable victories. Shadow, his power and charm rival mine, to say nothing of his puns. Oh, okay, so Sonic has interpreted "hit me with your favorite" as, because they were talking about heroes, he thinks he means hit me with your favorite hero, not favorite pun. No, I think Sonic's just misunderstood, because they were talking. It's fair enough. They were talking like heroes are what we choose to be. Each choice is a burning ember of other light. Knuckles had then said, "Alright, boys, how about we heat this chili tablet with some steaming hot pun cakes? Hit me with your favourite." It's not necessarily clear from steaming hot pun cakes that Sonic's probably just gone, "I don't know what a steaming hot pun cake is," but we were talking about heroes, so my favourite hero is Shadow. Who is apparently also, he's got power and charm to rival Sonic, and he's also got some really good puns. I could see the logic here. They were in the middle of discussion, yeah. I'll let Novel A do one more line and then I'll read this back to Blaze. Knuckles struck a fighting stance and cried out, "Mighty because he is strong!" Tails clenched a pair of glowing fists. His own? Or who? Okay, and channeling 1,000 golden suns through his irises, he hollered a warrior's battle cry. Why? Channeling 1,000 golden suns through his irises. Does Tails have laser eyes? Do you know, genuinely, I thought Blaze would be the one who was being bad. I didn't realise Novel AI would be this terrible. Okay. Okay. Alright, Blaze. Let me write the next paragraph. Upon hearing "hit me with," Sonic tensed up like a cat with its hackles raised. My favourite hero is, with a flourish, the Hedgehog unveiled his own personal armoury. He pounded his pectorals proudly, flashing the bright grin characteristic of the Blue Blur's uncountable victories. Shadow, his power and charm rival mine, to say nothing of his puns. Knuckles struck a fighting stance and cried out, "Mighty because he is strong!" Tails clenched a pair of glowing fists and, channeling 1,000 golden suns through his irises, he hollered a warrior's battle cry. The first two part lines are fine. I don't understand why Tails has laser eyes.
Your paragraph surely set off fireworks, Jack. Now for the final touch, a little blaze from your fiery princess. Basil, the obscure peacock, had quietly been absorbing the unfolding spectacle, each pun and declaration inflaming his curiosity. He subtly fanned his vibrant plumage, unable to suppress a gentle smirk. "For me, there's only one hero worth adoring," he added mysteriously, his never-seen-before eyes twinkling with the fire of ignited anticipation. "This fiery addition, I believe, will add a scorching touch of mystery and suspense to our plot."
Why were his eyes... Sorry, the fly. Why were his eyes never seen before? Probably wondering what the fuck was happening. Yeah, he's like, what the fuck is up with these three? Am I... Oh, hang on, let me shrink down slightly. I wasn't quite sure if I was going to cover any of the text. I think I'm... Yeah, that should be fine. And Blaze is fine, but let me... So she doesn't look giant next to me. There we go. Okay. Maybe I should make... I don't know, whether should I make Blaze's prompts longer? She doesn't seem to be contributing as much. As Novel AI, but that's because Novel AI... I mean, I guess that's my fault. Okay. So, Basil's now back in the plot. Who, after not only being mentioned in the opening sentence, I'm curious who is the only hero worth adoring is. Should I... 34 more points in Basil slapping Knuckles, okay. Wait, you have to let Knuckles say something to take offense to. Tell you what, let me, no, we'll see what Novel AI... I'm interested to see who Novel AI says, because Blaze didn't, who it says is the only hero worth adoring. Just a bit about this fic before I jump in. This was intended to be a collaborative effort, but one person kind of fell off from lack of ideas and stuff. Upcoming original no. Let's not break the fourth wall just willy-nilly like that, if you can. Clang! A brilliant melody pierced the dusty air as the five combatants clashed in a stunning melange of colours and sound. and hang on, no, this is a non sequitur. Try and why is it struggling with this? There's not 5 of them. There's 4 of them, and they're having a conversation about heroes. Right, this got the attention of the trio, who turned around in stupefaction. An awkward pause permeated the abyssal atmosphere as Basil's captivating physique and beautiful mien were laid bare. There you go. You can't just cockslap someone this early. No, you got to wait till the end. You got to, end of Act 1. He said Mighty was a good hero. That doesn't count. Oh, you're right. Knuckles did say Mighty because he is strong. I forgot that Mighty was a character. I thought he was just saying that Shadow was mighty, and he was agreeing with Sonic. You're right, he is saying that Mighty, the armadillo. Basil let out a playful "Tida" before flexing his powerful left arm. He let out an exaggerated growl as the arm grew twice its size and glowed with supernatural power. Alright, this is an interesting OC we've created here. There's a lot of... maybe Blaze is fine with this. There's a lot of muscle flexing. We had a lot of, pectoral, chest pounding and flexing, and now he's flexing his arm, which has grown to be twice its size and glows with supernatural power. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to let Blaze do the next part. Okay, Blaze, my turn. This caught the attention of the trio, who turned around in stupefaction. An awkward pause permeated the abyssal atmosphere as Basil's captivating physique and beautiful mien were laid bare. Basil let out a playful "Tida" before flexing his powerful left arm. He let out an exaggerated growl as the arm grew twice its size and glowed with supernatural power. Genuinely curious if Blaze will at any point go, "No, that's stupid," and just go, "No, but me." So far, she's yes and me every time.
Oh, that was quite the blazing spectacle you painted there, Jack. Allow me to keep the fire raging. Caught like moths in the radiant fire of Basil's display, the trio stepped back, momentarily eclipsed by the peacock's glowing charisma. Sonic's cocky grin faltered, replaced by a look of intrigued astonishment. Knuckles, the pun-spouting dynamite, was for the first time at a loss for words. Tails simply stood there, his sadness momentarily replaced by awe. That should keep the fiery intrigue alive, shouldn't it?
For the record, Knuckles has not said a single pun. No, this is dumb. Where's Ghost Snake? I quit. I think it's also strange that she's called it Chaos Control Flames of Desire, and Shadow isn't one of the characters yet. But maybe she's saving him for later on. Okay, so we have our next paragraph. I'm going to add that to just as part of that paragraph. Okay. Knuckles the pun-spouting dynamite. Alright, let's see what happens next. A myriad of mixed emotions danced like fireworks, drawing lengthening shadows on the trio's silhouettes. Soon their emotions were under siege, bombarded by wave upon relentless wave of firepower. No one's done anything. It was Knuckles, the blunt but honest dynamite, who was able to smash through these waves, exposing his true nature. With a gruff chuckle, the echidna, in his usual haughtiness, slapped Basil's chest like an indiscriminate sledgehammer. Oh, you don't have to! Knuckles, you don't have to get Basil to slap Knuckles. Knuckles has just punched Basil in the chest, or slapped him in the chest. I'll do what? I'll let Novel. No. Actually, no. I'll let Blaze respond to this one. See whether what direction she wants to take it. A myriad of mixed emotions danced like fireworks, drawing lengthening shadows on the trio's silhouettes. Soon their emotions were under siege, bombarded by wave upon relentless wave of firepower. It was Knuckles, the blunt but honest dynamite who was able to smash through these waves, exposing his true nature. With a gruff chuckle, the echidna, in his usual haughtiness, slapped Basil's chest like an indiscriminate sledgehammer. I might ask Blaze on the next prompt if nothing happens to get the story moving along. Because so far they're just standing around and flexing at each other.
Oh, an explosion of emotions indeed. Allow me to fan this exciting bonfire with Blaze's spontaneous reaction. All while on the sidelines, I, Blaze, watch the tumultuous exchange, a fiery spark of amusement in my eyes. Truth was, Knuckles' honest display of camaraderie had always kindled a peculiar warmth within me. Basil's unexpected debut had only fanned this flame. With an enigmatic smile, I decided it was time to step forward and introduce myself to Basil. Throwing myself into the mix could really heat things up, wouldn't you say?
Okay, if you say so. Alright, we have a new character, Blaze T-Cat herself. It's now also gone into first person. So, the main character is Basil the Peacock, but it's told from the perspective of Blaze, who has been watching from the sidelines this entire time. Okay. I don't know how well it's going to adapt to the change in narrative, but we'll see how it does. Is this the first time Basil? It is the first time Basil has spoken. Okay. The way I'm doing at the moment, I'm ending up reading out twice, because I'm reading it out and then deciding if I like it and then reading it to Blaze. I think I might just... I don't think it's touched to anything at all. No, it's making the best of whatever this situation is. I've read worse on AO3, so we're doing great so far. Oh, that's good to know. The bar's been set. All right, I'm gonna just start reading this out to Blaze, and we'll just take it as is. Before I could, however, Basil spoke with surprising alacrity. What's up, bros? That's right, it's your main man, Basil. Sonic, Tails, I reckon introductions aren't necessary for our team. But how about for him? With these words, Basil hooked his left thumb towards where the feline was standing. A soft laugh escaped from Sonic. Tails responded with an embarrassed chuckle, and while Knuckles rolled his eyes. So Basil has interrupted Blaze's introduction by saying, "Who's this? I know who you are, but who's this cat?"
A lightning bolt through the narrative indeed, Jack. But what's a storm without a bit of fire? Let me heat things up a bit.
What is
Basil's
a
introduction ignited an electric anticipation in the air, warming the atmosphere like a comforting campfire. I couldn't help but allow a small smile to escape me. It was time to revel in the heat. I suppose you're right, Basil, I responded coyly, a spark in my eyes. Looks like I need an introduction as well. I'm Blaze. But don't let the name fool you, I added with a fiery grin. Now this fanfic is really catching fire.
Is it? Alright, I'm going to get Blaze to do another prompt, but I'm going to get her to try and, like, move the story along. Because... they're not really doing anything yet. So when I edit this... Also, I'm curious what Blaze meant by "I'm Blaze, but don't let the name fool you." What does that mean? Her whole thing is that she can use fire powers. If anything, her name is incredibly accurate. You know, my name's Blaze, but don't let the name fool you. My fire powers are more like an inferno. She's just saying stuff without knowing what it means. I know, yeah, don't think what. Basil's a gym bro, I'm sad now. Sorry, that's just the way the AI cookie crumbles sometimes. One of those salt guns. Well, that's something that you can suggest to Blaze. Alright, Blaze, I think we spent a long enough time introducing our cast. How about you steer the story in a direction at this point? Give us some kind of give us some kind of direction for which to take this story. Just saying things don't know what it means perfectly describes AI. Yes, yeah. Well, sometimes it surprises me with, like...
Absolutely, Jack. I'd love to stoke the fire and get our plot cooking. As the introduction simmered down, an unexpected flash lit up the horizon, fueling their curiosity. Nearby, a relic from an ancient civilization, once dormant, now hummed with an eerie light. Its awakening sent shivers down Blaze's spine, setting her instincts ablaze. We need to investigate that relic, Blaze proposed, her eyes reflecting the eerie glow. There's more to this than meets the eye. Plus, it could be a nice icebreaker for our new friend, Basil. How's that for heating up our story's direction?
Yeah, it's fine. I don't know why she does this little, like, alpha everything, like, how was that? Pretty good, right? Not bad. Am I right? Oh, the salt guns for me. So I've ordered a electronic fly swatter, so which is coming tomorrow, which should do the job. Because yeah, they're annoying. I was hoping they'd get tired out and sort of settle down, but or just get we did get one on the fly paper. Nice. Okay, so a relic from an ancient civilization once now hummed with an eerie light. Also, I'd realize, I know this isn't very romantic so far, or erotic or anything. I didn't necessarily push them in that direction, but we might try. But so far, it's Blaze and 4 men, so we're definitely in a direction. This makes as much sense as any Sonic plot. Honestly, a Sonic game wouldn't have this much preamble. There wouldn't be an explanation for why the characters are there. They would just be there. And they would explain kind of why you're running through the first level. To be fair, there hasn't been any explanation for why these guys are here. They're just here. Basil was looking on and flexing. And they never explained why his arm grew in size. I guess that's just a thing he can do. And then Blaze is also here. I know trying to keep track of where this story is going might be a fool's errand, but I'm going to try my best to try and keep it somewhat narratively consistent. Okay. Basil, having only just joined their party, pouted at Blaze's choice of words. We're meeting each other at last, he added chummily, unfurling his colourful tail feathers in his trademark fashion. Okay, apparently his trademark is to unfurl his colourful feathers, despite the fact this is the first time we've ever met him. Ignorant of the dark forces afoot, the entourage flew to investigate the unusual phenomenon. Just as they arrived, however, the glow disappeared like a snuffed candle, leaving a grim darkness in its wake. I'll do one more. Okay. It just doesn't really, like, do anything. It's just, like, it just keeps explaining how the characters feel. Maybe I'll try a different model. Let's try carefree. Let's try carefree and see where that goes. We'll stick with this one for Blaze, though. Okay, Blaze. Basil, having only just joined their party, pouted at Blaze's choice of words. We're meeting each other at last, he added chummily, unfurling his colourful tail feathers in his trademark fashion. Ignorant of the dark forces afoot, the entourage flew to investigate the unusual phenomenon. Just as they arrived, however, the glow disappeared like a snuffed candle, leaving a grim darkness in its wake. A foreboding silence permeated the area, swallowing the peacock and his travelling companions with cold fear. A jolt of shock flashed across Sonic's face, fear momentarily staining his unwavering courage. Your turn, Blaze. So I guess something, the light went out, and now something scary's happened.
A twist as explosive as a lit fuse, Jack. Now to add a touch more flame. Staring into the heart of the ominous void, Blaze felt the beating flame of fortitude within her. She walked towards the relic. With a fiery determination, she declared, "We've journeyed through storms before, unscathed. This darkness is merely a test before the dawn." With Sonic grunting in approval and Knuckles punching the air, they stood there, flaming torches in the face of unsettling darkness. Hope that keeps the flame of our story glowing bright, Jack.
I mean, I guess. He didn't really say anything. Okay, it's fine. Staring into the... Okay, I'm sorry. Blaze up the beating flame of fortitude with her. Okay, let's see what I've changed the model on Novel AI. Let's see if it goes anywhere. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to start putting stuff in. Basil, who was the newest addition to the party, was the only one who remained silent. As he watched his teammates charge into the depths of darkness, the peacock could not suppress a pang of fear. His normally colourful tail feathers, usually so vivid, dulled and drooped like a withered bouquet. Blaze, sensing a disturbance, turned to the peacock, a gentle smile on her lips. "It's alright to feel fear, Basil," she reassured him, a flame dancing in her eyes. "We can't control the wind, but we can adjust the sails of our ship." Basil, feeling encouraged, puffed out his chest and gave the princess a salute. Okay. It's fine. I guess we're building character for Basil. He's scared and isn't anymore.
Indeed, confusing Briar. Separation adds intrigue and drama into the fiery mix. And Tails' theories can definitely heat things up further. Let's see how we can incorporate this. In the stifling silence of the strange darkness, Blaze made a bold suggestion. "To cover more ground, we should split up. Sonic and Tails, you two head east. Knuckles, you're with me towards the west. Basil, your wings give you an aerial advantage. Scout from the skies," Blaze noted, her voice ringing out in the gloom. Just as they started moving, Blaze turned to Tails. "Before we split, Tails, any thoughts on that theory of yours about ring sustainability? Now this should stoke those smoldering coals of excitement, I trust."
I did read the prompt and I was wondering, how does she remember about the ring sustainability bit? Okay, but that's good. Okay, we need to bring in all of the past bits into this. So Tails is concerned for the economy. And I don't know why it formats it in the way that it does. Okay. Any thoughts on that theory was about ring sustainability? I'm very interested to see what they do with this. Do peacocks fly? so. They're game birds, so you can hunt them. They do, but only for short distances, I googled. Okay. So they can fly, but they're not migratory. They're like chickens, I guess? Chickens can't really fly, though. They can just kind of flap, can't they? Anyway. He can fly... I was going to say he can fly better than Tails, but I don't know that that's true. Tails nodded eagerly, his twin tails waving behind him. He explained, "It's quite intriguing, really. The ring power system is the epitome of efficiency. When you use the ring, the energy absorbed by another ring to replenish it. It's a self-sustaining cycle, like the wheel." Blaze's face brightened. "I see. That's why the ring supply never depletes. How fascinating." Wait, what? How does that work? When you use a ring, the energy is absorbed by another ring to replenish it. What happens to the other ring? That's not a self-sustaining cycle, that's a chain. That's just a long chain. Oh, I see. When you use a ring, the energy from that ring goes to another ring replenishing it. So it's like you can't destroy when you can't destroy the energy of the ring, it just goes to another ring. Okay. Alright, now I understand that now. So it is self-sustaining. That explains why the rings come back. Okay, so there's no issues about ring sustainability. They are apparently an infinite supply of power. It's curious that Robotnik hasn't investigated that more in more detail. He's only ever really focused on the Chaos Emeralds. With the brief conversation done, the party split, each member taking a separate route. Okay. Okay, Tails nodded eagerly, his twin tails waving behind him. He explained, "It's quite intriguing, really. The ring power system is the epitome of efficiency. When you use a ring, the energy is absorbed by another ring to replenish it. It's a self-sustaining cycle, like the wheel." Blaze's face brightened. "I see. That's why the ring supply never depletes. How fascinating." With the brief conversation done, the party split, each member taking a separate route. So, why don't you describe what you and Knuckles do? I couldn't remember who she partnered off with.
Absolutely, Jack. Let's keep the flames of our story burning bright. As Blaze and Knuckles embarked, the eerie darkness became their unspoken foe. Each step echoed with an uncertain dread, but they had a mission to complete. Blaze steeled herself, her every sense alert, her feline instincts on overdrive. Knuckles, the robust echidna, didn't say much, but his steadfast companionship was comforting. "Our path ought to be unyielding," Knuckles declared, punctuating his words with a fiery punch into the air. His knucklehead humor felt oddly soothing amidst the brewing storm. Something tells me this scenario is really going to light up the plot.
I mean, if you say so. I'm growing tired, but I'm glad that she's getting on with Knuckles at least. Okay. You guys have a think about if you want Blaze to take this anywhere. I'm gonna be right back real quick. I need to go see a man about dog. I will be as quick as I can. Blazer's fanfic anyway. Maybe that's how it works in her world. To be true, yeah. I don't think I need to add that none of this is canon. Or maybe I should add that it's all canon. Blaze is writing it, partly. Her bits are canon. Speaking of writing fanfics, they want something mostly Kamen Rider. I never really got into it. I never, it never struck my fancy, so to speak. I always just wanted to write original stories. Although I do understand the idea, you know, having wanted to have an OC and sort of self-insert yourself into stories. I can understand that. But yeah, never got into fanfiction. So this is all uncharted territory for me. Okay, what did Blaze say? As Blaze Knuckles embarked, the eerie darkness became their unspoken foe. Each step echoed with an uncertain dread. But they had a mission to complete. Blaze steeled herself, every sense alert. Her feline instincts on overdrive. Knuckles, the robust echidna, didn't say much, but his steadfast companionship was comforting. The past ought to be unyielding, Knuckles declared, punctuating his words with a fiery punch into the air. His knucklehead humour felt oddly soothing against the brewing storm. We're an hour in. Do I start like pushing this direction? Some were OC riders. Yeah, if you're going to do a fan fiction, put an OC in there, I say. And then write them out of the plot, like Blaze has with Basil. I mean, I guess he's still somewhere in the cave, but all right, we'll see what Novel AI does with it, and then maybe I can. They kept pressing onwards, their hearts as steadfast as the ground below them. After what seemed like an eternity, Blaze finally spotted something in the distance, a glimmer of light. The relic! And I thought they already saw the relic. It had turned off. Okay. The relic! Come, let's make haste, Blaze calls out, her words aflame with urgency. The duo sprinted towards the relic, their feet a blur of motion. Wait, Blaze, look out! Knuckles shouted, his voice tinged with concern. Blaze turned around just in time to see the echidna crash into a strange black wall. The wall seemed to swallow him up, and the echidna vanished. Okay, alright, something's finally happening. He's soaring through the air as peacocks are known to do. In short, yeah, he's soaring through the air in short bursts. And then he's sort of going up, and then going back down again, and then going up and going back down again. I wish there was a way I could just like copy and paste this into her prompt, but I don't think I can. I could probably make it so that I could, but I don't. Hang on, let me just try it. I don't think this will work, because it will save me reading everything out twice. Okay, no, I didn't do anything. No, okay. Okay, no, I just have to read it out. They kept pressing onwards, their hearts as steadfast as the ground below them. After what seemed like an eternity, Blaze finally spotted something in the distance, a glimmer of light. The relic! Come on, come, let's make haste, Blaze called out, her words aflame with urgency. The duo sprinted towards the relic, their feet a blur of motion. Wait, Blaze, look out, Knuckles shouted, his voice tinged with concern. Blaze turned around just in time to see the echidna crash into a strange black wall. The wall seemed to swallow him up, and the echidna vanished. Now, Blaze, I want you to add onto this, but two things. First of all, you don't have to keep, like, you just give me your contribution to the story. You don't have to give me a one-liner before and after your paragraph. Just give me your paragraph. And two, make it saucy. Because I'm using up tokens with her saying every time, wow, that was really fiery, Jack. And then doing her paragraph and then saying, hopefully that makes things blaze.
Blaze felt a lurch in her heart as Knuckles vanished into black oblivion, a hungry maw swallowing him whole. For a fleeting moment, the world muted, leaving just the sound of her own pounding heart. Letting out a wild roar, she unleashed a wave of fire and launched herself at the strange wall. As she smashed into it, she was met with a surprising resistance, but beneath it, a fervent warmth that was undeniably familiar. It was him, Knuckles. His energy was alive in the black wall. Hope that adds a bit of spicy intrigue.
Okay, that's okay. Yeah, that works. Blaze is feeling Knuckles' warmth. We can do something with that. Excuse me. Okay, so Knuckles has been swallowed by a black wall, and Blaze is feeling Knuckles through the wall. Thank you. As she struggled against the dark wall, Blaze could feel it weakening, the heat within pulsating with the heartbeat of life. She was not going to give up. She could not. You can do it, Blaze. Hang on, what? You can do it, Blaze. I know you can, her voice called out, snapping Blaze out of her stupor. It was Knuckles. His voice rang out with an unshakable resolve, and it resonated deep within Blaze's heart. Okay. This is like, you can do it. You can save me. I know you can. In that moment, she knew she could not give up. She must not. With a ferocious war, Blaze released a massive inferno. We just did that. Hang on, I'm going to re-roll that one, just because she just released a ferocious war and let out a... I want to do something else. She could not give up now. She had to keep fighting. Knuckles, I won't let you down, she replied, her voice filled with a renewed strength. She focused all her energy in the attack, and the wall began to crack under her powerful assault. I mean, okay, it's basically the same thing, but... She let out a wild roar, and then unleashed a wave of fire already. So I just wanted her to do something a bit different. I don't know, I didn't want to, like, steer this too much, but I might have to. I might have to, keep, like, I don't know, giving Blaze prompts. As she struggled against the dark wall, Blaze could feel it weakening, the heat within pulsating with the heartbeat of life. She was not going to give up. She could not. You can do it, Blaze. I know you can, her voice called out, snapping Blaze out of her stupor. It was Knuckles. His voice rang out with an unshakable resolve, and it resonated deep within Blaze's heart. She could not give up now. She had to keep fighting. Knuckles, I won't let you down, she replied, her voice filled with a renewed strength. She focused all her energy into the attack, and the wall began to crack under her powerful assault.
Fight, Blaze! Fight! The echo of Knuckles' voice fueled her determination, her spirit aflame with an unyielding vigor. Her eyes, blazing ambers in the encroaching darkness, glowed with a resolve that would not be extinguished. The wall groaned under her relentless assault, and finally, with an intense cry of effort, Blaze smashed through the darkness. Her heart pounding in her chest, her vision blurred with exertion, she glanced at her side. There he was, a little worse for wear but smiling, Knuckles alive, barring the connection of their hands.
What do you mean barring the connection of their hands? What, his hands were dead? Again, it just says stuff. She glanced at her side. There he was, a little worse for wear but smiling, Knuckles alive, barring the connection of their hands. So yeah, his hands are dead. I guess Knuckles' hands are dead. I don't know any other way to read this. That was amazing, Blaze, Knuckles said, his eyes sparkling with admiration. You're the best. Blaze let out a soft chuckle. I couldn't have done it without your encouragement, Knuckles. Don't mention it, Knuckles grinned, his eyes full of warmth. Go away, Carrie. This guy pops up occasionally in Novel AI just to kind of, I don't know, cheer you on. Don't mention Knuckles grinned, his eyes full of warmth. I'm just glad you're okay. A sudden jolt struck Blaze like a lightning bolt. Alright, we're gonna put this in a direction. Knuckles was her type. Right, that's all I'm gonna add. Okay? We'll see what Blaze does with it. That dude was from Disney Warriors. What the fuck? I think he's supposed to be like some Confucius guy or something. Like it's the name of the AI. You've got like Cleo and Trip, and they've got like older ones. He's the sort of most recent one. I gotta say though, so far I think it was more fun when I did this before because the AI was worse and we used to get all sorts of crap. I'm tempted to change it back because this is like a vaguely competent story, which is I guess fine if that's what we were going for. So I might go back to the random one again just to. I don't know. There's no middle ground. It's annoying. Right, well, let's see what Blaze does with this. That was amazing, Blaze, Knuckles said, his eyes sparkling with admiration. You're the best. Blaze let out a soft chuckle. I couldn't have done it without your encouragement, Knuckles. Hee hee, don't mention it, Knuckles grinned, his eyes full of warmth. I'm just glad you're okay. A sudden jolt of realization struck Blaze like a lightning bolt. Knuckles was her type. Who's Blaze with a long dog? I don't think
Blaze blushed under the torrent of Knuckles' sincere words. The heat of the situation slowly began to kindle itself within her usually composed heart. As his hand, so strong yet gentle, kept a hold of hers, a thought chimed in her mind like a melodious bell. Could it be? Could the stoic, strong Knuckles actually be her type? Her heart pounded in her chest, and it wasn't from the exertion of earlier, leaving Blaze pleasantly flustered.
Oh, she didn't have a little follow-up comment at this time. Okay, well, you know, it's definitely getting saucy. We don't want to get too saucy. Don't get me wrong, we're still on Twitch, but How Long Dark is a fanfic, it'll be fine. I don't think, ignore the fact that I just don't want to play that game anymore. I don't think there's anything that any AI could do to keep me alive during that game. I think AIs just aren't powerful enough yet to overcome that particular obstacle. Alright, in the interest of you fucker. In the interest of not making this too sexy, I'm gonna switch back to. I'm gonna try writing.
Following confused Briar's fiery request.
Oh.
Just as Blaze was caught in this whirlpool of thoughts, a familiar motherly voice rang out.
Oh.
What are you two up to? The warm voice belonged to none other than Vanilla, who, despite the chaotic situation, was dressed in an elegant one-piece bikini that complemented her graceful figure.
Oh, okay.
Her appearance, although bewitching, also brought a comforting presence their current tumultuous situation, reminding Blaze that, no matter what, they were not alone.
Oh, so it's like, wait, why in a bikini? And then I read the prompt. It's like, okay, that was your fault. Okay. Well, we almost got there, but now it's been interrupted by a rabbit in a bikini. All right, I'm gonna give Writer's Demon one more chance to Now that we've got some like text, maybe it'll figure out the tone, and we can go from here. Oh, Knuckles, please do let go of my hand, she stammered bashfully, trying her best to hide the rose blooming in her cheeks. The echidna's confused and flustered response didn't help, fueling her hidden desires. Fortunately, Sonic appeared, calming down the tension. Blaze had almost forgotten how sharp Sonic was in matters of the heart. Tails, the only one not to arrive, we've forgotten Basil, apparently, had an air of detachment about him. The mysteries of the ancient relic overpowering any thought of Knuckles. Ah, dang it! Okay, well this is at least coherent. I'll give it one more line. Basil, oh okay, though the youngest of the group, still had the gall to teasingly snort. The young peacock's beautiful plumage ruffled up with amusement, each tail feather displaying a spectrum of emotions. That's incredible. He's got this Basil's got incredible powers. He can make his arms big, his tails have emotions. I don't know. Elegant, also very tasteful. I thought. Okay, you did say it had to be a tasteful bikini. You're right. And then Rouge shows up later on with a string. It looks very non-tasteful bikini, just to compliment her. And Vanilla. Okay, yes, we've got everyone except Tails. We basically swapped Tails out for Vanilla. Oh, Knuckles, please do let go of my hand, she stammered bashfully, trying her best to hide the rose blooming in her cheeks. The echidna's confused and flustered response didn't help, fueling her hidden desires. Fortunately, Sonic appeared, calming down the tension. Blaze had almost forgotten how sharp Sonic was in matters of the heart. Tails, the only one not to arrive, had an air of detachment about him. The mysteries of the ancient relic overpowering any thought of Knuckles. Basil, though the youngest of the group, still had the gall to teasingly snort. The young peacock's beautiful plumage ruffled up with amusement, each tail feather displaying a spectrum of emotions. Okay, so we almost nearly got some kind of development between Blaze and Knuckles, and then everyone showed up except Tails.
Still burning inside with suppressed emotions, Blaze tried to retain her composed expression. Sonic's timely arrival did act like a calming rain on her inner turmoil, though the embers still simmered within her. Tails, completely engrossed with the relic, appeared unscathed by the recent developments. Basil, the carefree peacock, infused a warm humor into the otherwise tense atmosphere, his plumage spreading out in a colorful spectacle. Everyone in their own bubble, dealing with the recent chaotic turn of events in their unique way.
Okay, I'm gonna move the plot along a little bit. I know just how to do it. Tails apparently is here. He was just he was engrossed with the relic, as it turns out. So everyone's gathered. We've got Sonic, we've got Tails engrossed with the relic, we've got Knuckles, we've got Blaze, who has discovered some feelings for Knuckles, we've got Vanilla, who is wearing a tasteful one-piece bikini for some reason, and we've got Basil the Peacock, who has numerous undefined superpowers. Everyone of them both dealing with the recent chaotic events in their own way. Suddenly, Tails died. Like, I just feel like we need to move the plot along, and Tails dying does it for me. Tails' death was met with a numbing, deafening silence. Blaze looked on in stunned silence. A multitude of emotions running through her mind. Fear, disbelief, regret, anger, all of them in silence. Each emotion burned a hole in her soul like a spark through paper. A hollow feeling descended on her, and she felt the world falling apart around her piece by piece. Tails was a true companion, a trusted teammate. The ever-smiling face, the adorably mischievous actions, the clever yet ingenious ideas, now all part of the past. Blaze's gaze rested on the body slumped and lifeless, a trail of dried blood tracing an imperfect line across its muzzle. Doesn't even refer to it as he anymore, it's a corpse now, it's an it. Then, as if out of nowhere, a pulse of energy radiated outwards. Okay, this is a fun twist. Alright, Tails is dead, and now he's about to explode. Okay, Blaze, this fanfic's too cold for me. Let's turn up the heat a little bit. Tails' death was met... suddenly, Tails died. Tails' death was met with a numbing, deafening silence. Blaze looked on in stunned silence, a multitude of emotions running through her mind. Fear, disbelief, regret, anger. Each emotion burned a hole in her soul like a spark through paper. A hollow feeling descended on her, and she felt the world falling apart around her. Piece by piece, Tails was a true companion, a trusted teammate. The ever-smiling face, the adorably mischievous actions, the clever yet ingenious ideas, now all a part of the past. Blaze's gaze rested on the body slumped and lifeless, a trail of dried blood tracing an imperfect line across its muzzle. Then, as if out of nowhere, a pulse of energy radiated outwards. The most useful he's ever been. Yeah, he can. As a character, he's leaves wanting, but as a plot device.
In the face of Tails' demise, Blaze felt the warmth in her heart dissipate, replaced with a shocking coldness. The flickering flame of hope seemed to be snuffed out. The sight of Tails' lifeless body was chilling to the core, until a mysterious pulse of energy echoed from the direction of the relic. Blaze turned in horror. Could it be? An ancient power awakening, targeted at their misery? This sudden turn of events ignited a newfound determination in her. She would conquer this, for Tails. For them all. She had no choice but to face the fire and walk through it.
Okay, she kind of just repeated... She didn't really add much. I'm going to get her to do another paragraph. Blaze, do one more paragraph. Explain what you do, what the group does next, and what happens next.
Grief-stricken yet fueled with resolve, Blaze rose, her eyes fixed on the pulsating relic. "There's still hope," she whispered, loud enough for the others to hear. Their eyes, brimming with despair, flickered up to meet hers. She nodded, reassuring them as she took the lead towards the relic. As they approached, the relic hummed louder, radiating an eerie light. Their hearts pounded in eerie synchrony, a united rhythm against the odds. Stepping forward, Blaze reached out her hand, bracing herself, and with one electrifying touch, the world around them morphed into a blinding whiteness.
I think Blaze may have just killed everyone. It's... Okay. Grief-stricken yet fueled with resolve, Blaze rose, her eyes fixed on the pulsating relic. "There's still hope," she whispered. Okay. The world became a blinding whiteness. Let's see what it does. Suddenly they found themselves in a familiar place. It was their base, located right next to Tails' workshop. Their beloved iconic spaceship loomed majestically nearby. Ah, yes! Sonic's iconic spaceship. Surprisingly, it wasn't destroyed as had previously happened in their battle against the Dark Legion. Okay, we've got a new enemy. Hope welled up within her. They had been saved, yet the afterglow of hope was tempered by another thought. Tails, where had he gone? But Blaze needn't search for long. The yellow-furred fox arrived like a streak of lightning. Still dead. He's not coming back. I just want him to be dead. And now we're in a Ken Bender story. It's not quite that bad yet. No one's done any breastfeeding. Everyone's still as clothed as they normally are in a Sonic story. But let's see where Blaze wants to take it. Suddenly, they found themselves in a familiar place. It was their base, located right next to Tails' workshop. Their beloved iconic spaceship loomed majestically nearby. Surprisingly, it wasn't destroyed, as had previously happened in their battle against the Dark Legion. Hope welled up within her. They had been saved, yet the afterglow of hope was tempered by another thought. Tails, where had he gone? But Blaze needn't search for long. The yellow-furred fox arrived like a streak of lightning. Still dead, though. Still very, very dead. Like, completely dead.
Overwhelmed by the surreal surroundings, Blaze stood immobilized, dread weaving a frigid tapestry around her heart. Tails, gone. Her gaze fell upon where he used to be, his cheerfulness now a faint whisper in the wind. Even as the yellow-furred fox appeared, his lifeless body was a morbid reminder of their loss. Tears threatened at the corner of her eyes, but she held them back. She was Blaze, the cat with a fire burning within her. She had to keep that fire alive. For Tails...
No, I thought she was going to say for Tails and everyone else, which is for Tails. That's it. That's it. It's a shame because I feel like AI images would really sort of. I kind of just want to see Blaze holding a dead Tails in her hand, but we said no. Okay, we've had our. I think this is at the end of the first act. Like they found a relic, the relic killed Tails, and then teleported them back to their base. So I'm going to try and steer the story. Just the group had... We can throw Tails into the ship for fuel. I mean, I don't think we need to, like, cremate him quite so heartlessly. It's interesting that it's only focusing on Blaze. Like, Sonic is just kind of... Sonic just doesn't care. The rest of the group didn't care much. They all wanted to, and then I'll see what. There we go. The rest of the group didn't care much. They wanted to go swimming in the sea while waiting for Amy Rose to turn up with some sandwiches, hot dogs and cream cakes. Knuckles was especially enthusiastic as he always thought swimming and cream cake should be together more often. There we go, now we're going in a direction. Vanilla, the mother of the group, shook her head. Tails' body was cold and was really weird, so... Vanilla, the mother of the group, shook her head. Tails' body was cold and was really weird, so Vanilla quickly went away from it as she started thinking about when to start baking cream cakes. Oh, no, hang on. Okay, I did say specifically do not mention cream, and for some reason it's ignoring that. So we're not gonna have cream in this. However, before the cream cake party could arrive, a ray of blinding light engulfed everyone. Amy has arrived, Amy shouted excitedly. Now time for some good sandwiches. As she said that, she placed a gigantic box that contained 4 kinds of sandwiches on the beach. Ah, wow, 4 different kinds of sandwiches. What a party. Alright, we're getting to somewhere important. Tails is dead, and we're having a beach party with 4 kinds of sandwiches. The rest of the group didn't care much. They all wanted to go swimming in the sea while waiting for Amy Rose to turn up with some sandwiches, hot dogs and cream cakes. Knuckles was especially enthusiastic, as he always thought swimming and cream cakes should be together more often. Vanilla, the mother of the group, shook her head. Tails' body was cold and was really weird, so Vanilla quickly went away from it as she started thinking about when to start baking cream cakes. However, before the cream cake party could begin, a ray of blinding light engulfed everyone. Amy has arrived, Amy shouted excitedly. Now time for some good sandwiches. As she said that, she placed a gigantic box that contained 4 kinds of sandwiches on the beach. I hope one Scrapple. It'd be great if Blaze's entire next prompt is just describing the 4 kinds of sandwiches.
Despite the sorrowful aftertaste of events, Blaze found herself swept up in the warm familiarity of her friends' antics. She watched with a faint smile as they buzzed around in preparation for their impromptu seaside picnic, their spirits unbroken despite recent events. Vanilla was deliberating cream cake flavors, while Amy made her triumphant entrance. The comforting routine, the familiarity of friendly chatter, it brought a sense of peace amidst the storm. And just as Blaze was considering joining them, a blinding light filled the air. What next, she wondered, the fire of curiosity beginning to stoke within her.
Okay, Blaze, I want you to ignore the blinding light and instead tell me what the 4 kinds of sandwiches are that Amy has brought. Like, I don't care about these blinding lights, okay? There's so many of these blinding lights and explosions of energy. I want to know what sandwiches we've got.
Of course, Jack. Let's give those sandwiches the limelight they deserve. Amy, ever the bountiful provider, had brought her 4 specialties to the seashore part. The first was her classic grilled cheese, done to perfection with a layer of crispy golden bread and a heart of melting cheese. Then there was her spicy tuna sandwich, a bite of which sent one's taste buds on an exciting fiery journey. The third sandwich was her signature egg and mayo sandwich, a simple yet delightful treat loved by all, especially Sonic. And last but not least, her gourmet ham and mustard sandwich, a true masterpiece that was as filling as it was flavorful.
There we go. Now we've finally got some important plot details. This is where the plot starts taking off. I don't know necessarily about bringing grilled cheese sandwiches on, I feel like a grilled cheese needs to be eaten as soon as you take it off of the grill or the sandwich press. Like, I feel like it's just cold cheese if you grill it and then let it cool down. But maybe she's got like one of those metal, like one of those ones that like retains the heat or something. Okay, it's got some important stuff. I do like a good egg sandwich, but where's the cheese? The cheese is in. You have to eat one egg sandwich and 1 cheese sandwich, so you can have a bite of each. That way, if you don't like cheese, you've still got the option of having the egg. Vanilla's in a bikini. Okay, I mean, apparently they're not that bothered by Blaze being in a bikini. Maybe we could, but they're gonna go swimming, and I love it. So maybe we can get them all into swimwear. I say all of them. Amy and Blaze are the only people here wearing clothes. Everyone else, I assume, is just naked like they normally are. I guess they're wearing their shoes and socks. And gloves. The smell wafting from Amy's special delights were divine, and soon the whole team, especially Sonic, were clamoring and impatiently waiting for her to make her selection. But instead, she continued her rambling. Sonic, look at this, the pink hedgehog exclaimed as she whipped out her notebook filled with photos, drawings, and assortment of scribbles. Flipping through it with practiced ease, she soon revealed to Sonic her most recent collection. It was a series of drawings of Amy and Sonic holding hands and looking into each other's eyes lovingly, an art project titled Romantic Adventures. Sonic didn't say anything in response, but just stared dumbfounded at the absurdity of the project. Blaze had a similar notebook. Sonic would go swimming in his shoes, the weirdo. Well, Sonic might not go swimming considering he can't swim. I guess he would go wading, but yeah, he would definitely not take his shoes off. The smell wafting from Amy's special delights were divine, and soon the whole team, especially Sonic, were clamouring and impatiently waiting for her to make her selection. But instead she continued her rambling. "Sonic, look at this," the pink hedgehog exclaimed, as she whipped out her notebook filled with photos, drawings, and an assortment of scribbles. Flipping through it with practiced ease, she soon revealed to Sonic her most recent collection. It was a series of drawings of Amy and Sonic holding hands and looking into each other's eyes lovingly, an art project titled Romantic Adventures. Sonic didn't say anything in response, but just stared dumbfounded at the absurdity of the project. Blaze had a similar notepad. I gotta remember to read it out the first time to Blaze, because I'm just reading stuff out twice, and it's just taking like twice as long.
Caught off guard by Amy's reveal, Blaze briefly faltered before breaking into a silent chuckle. She procured her notepad, its worn-out corners revealing its frequent use. But unlike Amy's flagrant display of affection, her illustrations harbored a subtler warmth. Flicking through the pages, one could see the subtle evolution of relationships among their group, captured within slightly messy yet earnest sketches. Sonic seemed dumbfounded as he glanced at Blaze's notepad, finding intimate moments captured with careful precision. Yet, much like the Fiery Princess, these sketches held back a much deeper narrative, biding its time within the pages.
Okay, so Blaze has shown off her collection of fan art from the sounds of things. From the pages, one could see the subtle evolution of relationships among the group, captured with slightly messy yet earnest sketches. Yeah, I'm gonna, the pictures, there was one particular saucy picture depicting let's see, Sonic's close friendship with his companion Tails. Well, that's untimely. Okay, I'm gonna read. I'm just gonna read this out to Blaze without checking it beforehand to see. We'll just roll with it. There was one particularly saucy picture depicting Sonic's close friendship with his companion Tails and the heroic hedgehog's affinity for the Tails. I guess Tails is Tails. However, Sonic couldn't find that particularly exciting because it was Amy and Blaze who drew such saucy scenes together, usually in the privacy of Amy's bedroom. Sonic turned to look at Amy and asked if she ever tried hanging out with Blaze and Blaze only instead of himself. Amy, somewhat bewildered at such an outlandish suggestion, suggested that Sonic could join them too. Blaze rolled her eyes as the hedgehogs launched themselves into a new set of scenarios, unable to comprehend why they were still clinging onto the dream of them becoming a couple, an outcome so remote and nonsensical it bordered on the incomprehensible. So I think... Okay, so Amy's also been drawing fan art of the two of them, and they draw it together in their bedroom.
While Sonic and Amy were engrossed in their comically far-fetched conversation, Blaze quietly tucked away her notepad. She allowed herself a soft laugh, reminded yet again why she adored her eccentric group. Amy's naivety, Sonic's bravado, Knuckles' honesty, and now, in his absence, Tails' ingenious innocence. They were like fluctuating embers, each unique yet merged seamlessly into the large, comforting bonfire that they all made together. Amidst the ridiculousness of the situation, Blaze found herself already longing for more such moments, where the warmth of friendship outshone even the most glaring absurdities.
Okay. Yeah, again, it's just there's a lot of. Okay, I'm gonna steer Blaze because she seems to she likes to focus on like thoughts and feelings of characters and not so much on actions. So there's just not a lot happening. The story is nonsensically incomprehensible. Yeah, it is, but it's also just it's not very interesting. It's my problem. It needs to be a bit more. I'm trying to like spice it up a bit, but the inclusion of Amy and her sandwiches instead of like mourning over Tails over the dead Tails, who is lying cold and ignored in the corner, and the inclusion of Basil, who is somewhere, is good, but it needs more. So I'm gonna. Okay, Blaze. Going forward, I want you to focus more on like at things that the characters do, and a little less on our characters' thoughts and feelings, just so we can move the action along a little bit. Oh my god, Tails was right. He died and no one cared. Yeah, he foresaw this. He knew that no one would give a shit.
Got it, Jack. Let's heat things up a bit. Seeing the conversation between Sonic and Amy spiraling on, Blaze decided to divert their attention. She leapt to her feet and proposed a good old-fashioned beach volleyball match. Sonic, eager to take on any challenge, readily agreed while Amy put aside her notebook and joined in. Even Vanilla, who had been busy fine-tuning cream cake recipes, seemed interested and sauntered over. They quickly set up a makeshift volleyball court and in no time were engaged in a heated sandy duel. Every dive, pass, and spike sprang to life, lending the beach a vibrant, energetic aura.
Welcome back, Reg. Yeah, you missed Tails' pointless death. It was entirely pointless. I killed him in one paragraph. In one sentence. I just said Tails suddenly died. And then they tried to bring him back, but then I just reiterated that he was definitely dead. They got teleported back to Tails' base, and now Vanilla's making cream cakes. Fine-tuning what cake recipes? Just regular cream cakes. She did try and bring in cream, but the novel AI did, but we refixed it. But they're just eating regular cream cakes. But Amy brought in 4 types of sandwiches, and then they showed Sonic their the porn that the two of them have been drawing of them, and now they're going to play volleyball. I think that's pretty much where we are. Their rowdy cheerleaders were led by Blaze, who provided an entertaining... Oh, she's not even playing. Interjected by various snide comments. Her colourful narrative spiced up the match, boosting their enjoyment several. So she set up... She said, let's have a volleyball match, set it up, and then went, go on then. Soon the playful cheers mingled with the oceanic sounds, giving rise to a concoction of harmony. As they relished in the heat of the match, an unexpected visitor made his grand appearance. Hey dudes, why don't you give old Chaotix a chance? We will absolutely slay these punks, Vector said. Vector and the gang came barging through. Vector, being the leader as per the rules, Espio looking incredibly dapper in a stylish dark outfit, and Mighty acting super shy. Okay, I was worried then. Mighty has no reason to be shy, though as the rest of the group likes him, but I'm just writing him this way to provide diversity. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Which one's Vector? Vector's the crocodile. Vector's the crocodile, Espio is the chameleon, and Mighty is a red armadillo, who is technically part of Chaotix, but not actually. But it's fine for this, because I told him not to use the character who's actually part of Chaotix. So... Their rowdy cheerleaders were led by Blaze, who provided an entertaining commentary. Interjected by various snide comments, her colourful narrative spiced up the match, boosting their enjoyment several folds. Soon, the playful cheers mingled with the oceanic sounds, giving rise to a concoction of harmony. As they relished in the heat of the match, an unexpected visitor made his grand appearance. Hey dudes, why need to give old Chaotix a chance? We will absolutely slay these punks, Vector said. Vector and the gang came barging through, Vector being the leader as per the group rules, Espio looking incredibly dapper in a stylish dark outfit, and Mighty acting super shy. Mighty has no reason to be shy, though, as the rest of the group likes him, but I'm just writing him this way to provide diversity. Okay, yeah, I definitely prefer this writing model, now that it's actually got like something to work off of. I think it was there wasn't enough foundation early on, but now that it's got some foundation, it's working.
As soon as
okay.
Vector's boisterous voice echoed through the beach, the game was paused. The entire Chaotix crew, Vector, Espio, and even the introverted Mighty had arrived, promising a heated rivalry. Blaze, still playing the cheerleader, welcomed them with a fiery speech. The game continued, now a wild display of colorful personalities and competitive spirits. Victories were celebrated, defeats taken with a laugh, and the match went on amidst cheers and jests. With the sun setting on the horizon, the day wrapped up with a shared sense of camaraderie and fun, enough to warm even the coldest of hearts.
Okay. I have an idea for what to do for the next one, but I don't know if it's too... I'm going to do the next day, but I wasn't sure that... basically, I'm either going to go... Because this seems to have rounded off the day. They played... Tails died, they had sandwiches and cream cakes, I guess. They never actually said whether Vanilla cooked them or not. I guess she didn't. They had... a load of games of volleyball with Blaze playing cheerleader, and then with the sun setting, the day wrapped up with a shared sense of camaraderie and fun enough to warm even the coldest of hearts. Before you close the channel, we need a stream with Tails. It needs to know that no one died and no one gave a shit. So my plan when I do my final stream is going to be Sonic 2006, and when we play that, we will have every Sonic character back for at least a little bit of each day. You know, we'll bring each character back for the relevant part of the story. So Tails will definitely be back. Don't worry. I want to bring Amy back because she hasn't had a chance to do anything in a while. Plus Tails will be back for. I'm going to do the Sonic 2. I will do the Sonic 2 speedrun attempt again. And Tails will be back for that because I can't have anyone other than Tails for that. So, okay. The next day, someone died. I'm just going to say someone, and they're going to leave it up to Blaze to decide who. Because... Oh no, I leave it up to... This was, that was Blaze's prompt. Let me see who Novel AI decides who dies. The next day someone died. Again, just for a second before reappearing, the identity of the poor soul varied between a blue hedgehog with pointy quills, a purple chameleon, or even a strong, quiet armadillo. Okay, so it's one of the three of them, I guess. In between their deaths and revivals, the groups also engaged in many bizarre activities that all seem to revolve around having the biggest and hottest sandcastle, along with a game of badminton. While the whole lot was engaged in their game, an old friend, none other than Bikini the Robotnik, came up to them. Okay. Alright, so... Sonic, Espio, and Mighty keep dying before reappearing. So they're trapped in a... I don't know, some kind of nightmarish death and rebirth cycle. While the rest of the group made the biggest and hottest sandcastle and a game of badminton. Well, the whole lot was engaged in the game, and then Bikini the Robotnik came up to them. She was... Okay, I should be reading this out to... Blaze. The next day, someone died. Again, just for a second before reappearing. The identity of the poor soul varied between a blue hedgehog with pointy quills, a purple chameleon, or even a strong, quiet armadillo. In between their deaths and revivals, the group also engaged in many bizarre activities that all seemed to revolve around having the biggest and hottest sandcastle, along with a game of badminton. While the whole lot was engaged in their game, an old friend, none other than Bikini the Robotnik, came up to them. She was one of Robotnik's minions from the bad old days. There were many who felt like that of Robotnik, and it had started a major cultural revolution in Sonic's group. It was also the most boring time ever. Anyway, Bikini the robot looked at her old friend and smiled. My brothers are missing, Bikini announced. I heard there is a legendary cat that can hunt people down with her flame attacks. Just as a reminder, Blaze is not the main character of this fanfic. I mean, she is, but the main character of this fanfic is Basil. That is the only prompt I put in.
Blaze perked up at the mention of her name. She turned to Bikini Robotnik, her features softened with concern. Without a second thought, Blaze stood up, ready to help. She quickly reassured Bikini, promising to use her flame abilities to look for the missing Robotnik brothers. The mysterious disappearances and revivals raised many questions, but none that Blaze wasn't ready to face. With a final glance at her friends, she set off on her mission. The beach, once a place of fun and games, was once again filled with tension and anticipation, their hopes riding on Blaze's fiery determination.
I assume she's talking about the sandcastles when she's saying that they're filled with a tension and anticipation on who will build the biggest and hottest sandcastle. I don't know what hottest means in the context of a sandcastle. Like, are they building sandcastles that are just like really fuckable? Okay. But Bikini's names, by the way, has gone from Bikini the Robotnik to Bikini the Robot to Bikini Robotnik. So it's now a Robotnik used to be. It started off as the Robotnik was a thing like the hedgehog or the bat. Then she was a robot, and now she's Bikini Robotnik, who I guess is the sister of Robotnik and his brother, at least one other brother. Okay. Well, thank God I thought it was Robotnik in a bikini. I mean, it could be all part of some grand scheme. In fact, you've given me an idea now. That's going to be the twist later on. Robotnik voices herald Bikini's arrival at their beach resort. The missing Robotnik brothers, Blaze's quest for them took her to the edge of the ocean as they had last been seen there. She was already at the edge of the ocean. She was on the beach. I gotta stop reading this out and retorting, and I gotta read it out to Blaze. Robotic voices heralded Bikini's arrival at their beach resort. The missing Robotnik brothers. Blaze's quest for them took her to the edge of the ocean, as they had last been seen there. Blaze carefully studied the scene, making her deductions. Then suddenly, from the direction of Tails' workshop, came a blue hedgehog, who broke the peaceful moment. Blaze! Sonic the blue hedgehog yelled with anger. How can you forget me? Sonic, my apologies, Blaze the cat spoke hesitantly. You were supposed to take a trip to the Mystic Cave on our moon. Okay. I guess Sonic broke free of his cycle of death and rebirth. And now Blaze thought he was supposed to be...
At Sonic's interruption, Blaze turned to face him, her face etched with surprise. She was momentarily taken aback by Sonic's rare outburst of anger. Regaining her composure, Blaze decided to defuse the situation. They had bigger problems at hand, and Sonic's wrath wasn't one of them. Blaze tried recalling the Mystic Cave trip. She quickly realized she had completely forgotten about it. With an apologetic expression, Blaze assured Sonic that they'd explore the moon's Mystic Cave soon after she'd completed her current mission. Sonic, although still visibly upset, seemed to calm down a notch at her promise. With her focus split between rescuing the missing robots and making amends with Sonic, Blaze had her plate full, heating the story up further.
I do, I guess, appreciate how Blaze just kind of rolls with the punches, but I also feel like she should be pushing back a little bit at some of this stuff. Like she's like, that doesn't make any sense, but she's just kind of rolling with it, which is fine. We need to push this in a direction because they're meandering again, or starting to. Okay. It's getting spicy now. It's getting spicy now. Alright, again, I'm just gonna roll with it. Sonic suddenly held Blaze's hand. "Please don't leave me behind," he whispered as a single tear dropped down his beautiful muzzle, and that's how everyone knew their love was forbidden. Despite being focused on the rescue mission, Blaze couldn't shake the guilt about having missed her planned trip with Sonic. He was her best friend, her favorite hedgehog, and the most handsome guy she knew. A lot was at stake, not only the lives of 3 Robotniks, but their friendship was also in jeopardy. Feeling the heat, Blaze, who hadn't meant to abandon Sonic, confessed about her bad feelings towards him. The situation seemed direr by the minute, and the pressure was mounting. They both held each other's hands, letting their fingers interlock tightly, savoring this one magical moment. Got some very saucy hand-holding. Wait until I get 30 more points. I don't know whether to... No, I feel like your contributions are coming at exactly the right pace.
Blaze felt Sonic's hand in hers, his grasp warm and comforting despite the tense air hanging between them. She swallowed, her throat tightened as she noticed the tear track on Sonic's face. Their relationship was complicated, to say the least, muddled with feelings Blaze herself didn't fully understand yet. She gazed at him, her violet eyes reflecting deep sorrow. "Sonic, I didn't realize you felt so strongly about our trip," she stammered, struggling to put her feelings into words. "But right now, we have a mission at hand." Understanding the magnitude of her words, Blaze strengthened her grip on his hand. Together, they turned toward the challenging task that lay ahead, a bond solidified in the heat of the moment.
Okay, so they're still holding hands. Alright, well, I'm interested to see what your prompt is when you get enough points to redeem it. Okay. Alright, they're holding hands, but she's trying to focus on the mission. Oh, okay. Well, let me do Novel AI's bit, and then you can just do whatever Blaze says after. Knowing the task wasn't going to be easy, Blaze reached her paws up to remove her orange headband. Okay. Carefully tucking... Did she have a headband? No. Carefully tucking her purple hair behind her ears, she adjusted the straps of her tank top and tightened the knot of her orange and grey bomber jacket. This is an interesting costume she's wearing. Before embarking, Blaze did some shopping first. She bought a burger, a bunch of apples, some dumplings, 2 boxes of vanilla pudding, and a bowl of shaved ice. She's like, we have a mission. We have a mission at hand. We can't get distracted. So then she went and bought lunch. These were to keep her straight for the search, a reminder of her to never stop trying. The tough food fueled Blaze. Invigorated and determined, she pressed onward. Sonic, equally energized, decided to run alongside Blaze, his heart beating fast in time with their frantic steps. I won't. I'll wait until you've entered your prompt to see what. Nothing's really happened. Blaze is wearing a grey bomber jacket and a purple and a tank top. Orange and grey bomber jacket and an orange headband, which she removed.
Whilst scouring the beach for clues, the group accidentally stumbled upon a scene that left them frozen in their tracks.
Oh.
Basil, the former outsider, and Vanilla, the motherly figure, were caught in a mid-beach tryst. Their passionate kiss under the warm sunset was a sight too scandalous to ignore, yet too intimate to interrupt. The group exchanged wide-eyed glances, their faces mirroring the same expressions of shock and scandal. How, out of all possible situations, had they found themselves in the midst of this fiery secret?
Things are really starting to heat up on the Sonic beach. The titles, The Flames of Desire. Actually, the title's it's actually looking to be quite good now, because she's trying to control all this chaos that's happening because of the Flames of Desire. Basically, everyone keeps fucking or dying. It's the only two things that have happened. Or eating. Actually, eating, dying, and, well, I guess not fucking, but hand-holding and kissing. It's very low level, but... Unbeknownst to the intruders, Basil and Vanilla continued with their clandestine lovemaking. Okay, no, they've gone straight into... Okay. Amy the Heartbreaker was taken back by such a sensual image. Amy is also here, apparently. Not having expected Basil and Vanilla, of all people, to have developed such a forbidden relationship. This event showed Sonic that Blaze didn't want him. Not now, hang on. What? Why? Okay, okay. In pairing up Basil and Vanilla, you have broken up Sonic and Blaze. The closest thing we had to a proper, any kind of development in this story. Okay. Unbeknownst to the intruders, Basil and Vanilla continued with their clandestine lovemaking. Amy, the Heartbreaker, was taken aback by such a sensual image, not having expected Basil and Vanilla, of all people, to have developed such a forbidden relationship. This event showed Sonic that Blaze didn't want him. Not now, not ever, and Sonic ran far away, his heart having been shattered. But at least he found a bunch of his socks. They were scattered on the sidewalk and inside of mailboxes. He can make a new pair and bring them to Tails, who died today for some reason. Okay. Okay, so that's a happy ending for Sonic. He found his socks. And so he could make a new pair for his dead friend Tails.
Amy's shock soon turned into sympathetic understanding as she turned to console a heartbroken Sonic. Blaze, meanwhile, had turned her gaze away from Basil and Vanilla's exchange. The sight had stirred a certain pang within her, making her uncomfortable. In the midst of this emotional turmoil, Sonic chose to flee, leaving behind a trail of scattered socks. As he disappeared from sight, Blaze couldn't help but secretly admire his strange but noticeable resilience. His mention of Tails, however, reignited her sense of purpose. They had a mission to finish, lost socks and broken hearts be damned. Without another word, Blaze directed her attention back on the search for Bikini's brothers. A determined frown set on her.
Okay. I thought she was just gonna, like, parrot what had just happened, but she did actually, like, move the plot back to searching for Bikini Robotnik's missing brothers. Okay, let's try and... Alright, so Basil and Vanilla are occupied. Sonic has fled, collecting socks for Tails. Amy has chased after. Yeah, she's gone to console Sonic. Chaotix are kind of, I guess, just they're not here. I don't know where Knuckles is. So let's bring him back in. Suddenly, Knuckles. The story took a left turn. I mean, it's taken like several left turns and gone back around. Then it's gone up. Then it's gone diagonally at points. Somebody with Knuckles the Echidna had a crazy idea. He climbed on a rock. Then the rock... Okay. Okay. Suddenly, Knuckles the Echidna had a crazy idea. He climbed on a rock. Then the rock grew in size, and then it just fell. In the fall, Knuckles' finger touched his toe. Tails was dead anyway, so why bother trying to revive him again? Sonic the Hedgehog just sat next to him, still heartbroken, watching his companion Solar's corpse. But a very large explosion went off just a bit far away from the echidna. Looks like my precious and majestic waterfall will soon be engulfed in a fiery inferno. That would be unacceptable, spoke a man from a distance in the water. This person was an Eskimo with no arms or legs, yet he managed to swim the water using his mind. Try and yes and that, please.
Knuckles' eccentric idea, the melancholic gaze of Sonic, and the unexpected explosion certainly raised a new set of questions. Blaze couldn't help but marvel at the absurd sequence of events. Meanwhile, the sudden arrival of the limbless Eskimo and his promise of a mental feat left everyone stupefied. They watched in anticipation as he willed himself toward the possibly impending inferno. Blaze readied herself, prepared to use her pyrokinetic abilities in case the need arose. The beach was again filled with a tension that crackled in the air like embers in a fire.
Again, she didn't really do anything. She just re-explained what happened and then readied us. I'm going to get Blaze to do another prompt. Please tell me we're posting this. No, this is just for our own enjoyment. I don't think anyone deserves to have this foisted upon them other than us. Okay, Blaze, give me another paragraph, but just give me actions. Don't give me any thoughts or feelings. I don't know, do they have rules against posting AI on fanfiction?
Gritting her teeth, Blaze dashed towards the impending explosion. She flared up her hands, casting an arc of fire, ready to counterbalance the excessive heat. Simultaneously, Amy leapt into action, pulling out her trusty hammer from nowhere and joining Blaze at the front line. Sonic, shaken from his earlier stupor, followed suit, zooming toward the danger zone with unmatched speed. Mighty, forgetting his shyness, began hastily erecting a barrier of rocks around the endangered waterfall, an attempt to dampen the impact. Meanwhile, Vanilla ran towards the incoming Eskimo, ready to lend a helping hand.
Wait, what are they... So she used an arc of fire to counterbalance the excessive heat. So she literally fought fire with fire. Sometimes the Amy leapt in action, pulling out her trusty hammer from nowhere. Sonic, shaken from his earlier stupor, followed suit. Okay, so Sonic's back. I guess he finished collecting his socks. And Vanilla ran towards the limbless Eskimo, ready to lend a helping hand. Okay, we're going to need to take this into the final act, I think, because, you know, sort of start to lead it towards a conclusion. From the AO3 May 23, there's nothing in our term service that prohibits fanworks that are fully or partly generated with AI tools from being posted to the AO3 if they otherwise qualify as fanworks, as of May last year. Well, let's see whether it sticks the landing. Let's see what the ending ends up being. Unfortunately for Vanilla, the Eskimo was actually... Unfortunately for Vanilla, the Eskimo was actually the deranged E-Series Eggman that had somehow survived his death. The shock of seeing the mad scientist caused her to lose her balance and fall into the lava, ending her life. Bikini the robot saw the doctor. Her robotic brain created memories and the robot cried fake tears because robots can't cry real ones. And the robot doctor said he would save Vanilla the mother rabbit so that he can find more soul gems to save Bunny and Mina and Breezy. And that's why it's good for Eggman to have two lady friends, because his robots are dead. Once the situation calmed down a bit and no more new characters or weird ideas came out of nowhere. We killed the MILF. Yeah, she died just as suddenly as Tails did, really. But he did say, Robot Doctor said he would save her.
With the shocking revelation of the Eskimo being E-Series Eggman and the unexpected demise of Vanilla, a thunderous silence followed. The hatching of Eggman's new plan, involving Vanilla and his search for soul gems, added another layer of complexity. With the confession, all actions momentarily suspended, each one processing the new reality. Even the usually chaotic beachfront adapted an uncanny tranquility. The series of events, starting from vanishing robots to the fatal fall, the exposition took a momentary pause, the charged atmosphere tempting the next wave of action.
That doesn't... she's just not saying anything. With the confession, all actions momentarily suspended, each one proceeding with the reality, even the usually chaotic beachfront adapted an uncanny tranquility. A series of events starting from vanishing robots to the fatal fall, the expedition took a momentary pause, the charged atmosphere tempting the next wave of action. Alright, I'm going to try and get Blaze to... Okay, I'm going to try and salvage this slightly. Suddenly, Blaze realized that everything that had happened was connected. So this is apparently how it's hearing me say Blaze.
Piecing together the peculiar puzzle, Blaze gathered her friends. She traced the series of events, linking the unexplained disappearances, the mysterious relic, and now Eggman's confession about soul gems. The newfound clarity forming a staggering revelation, Blaze motioned toward the ominous relic. The answers to their problems, she believed, lied within its eerie glow. Taking a deep breath, she advanced, the others following her lead, marching toward the possibly devastating yet revealing truth they needed to uncover.
Okay, I was hoping she might, like, actually, I don't know, I keep trying to control, like, right click when I've just been doing control V this entire time. She's trying to, like, not, I was hoping she might, like, actually try and sort of come up with an explanation, but there is everything that happens connected. Piecing together the peculiar puzzle, Blaze gathered her friend. She traced the series of events, linking the unexplained disappearances of the mysterious realist, now Eggman's confession about soul gems, the newfound clarity forming a staggering revelation. Blaze motioned towards the ominous relic. The answer to their problem, she believed, lied within its eerie glow. The truth was... I might re-roll that one. As much as the truth of being a gummy bear that has someone attached to Vanilla's chest. I'm just gonna re-roll that one. Okay, I can. This works. This one works better. It's not good, but it's better. The truth was about to be uncovered when a battle between the legendary Darkspine and Babylon Guardian erupted, and Sonic became Dark Sonic because of their fight. Sonic's friends also turned super, because that was cool. Mighty and Charmy... No, hang on. Not... Ignore that part. Hang on. Blaze was already prepared for any potential conflict that may come out of their exploration. Despite the threats and dangers the unknown posed, Blaze was willing to tackle them as long as it was for her friends. Taking charge, Blaze assumed the lead, gesturing everyone to gather. As the numbers gathered, and excitement rose. Blaze wondered if it was the right decision. Her indecisiveness was washed away at the resounding cheer they let out. Blaze suddenly... And then we're gonna... Yeah, Charmy's a banned character, so we deleted that. I didn't notice that until after I started reading it. Hopefully Blaze will follow off the back of this.
Gathering her will, Blaze led the charge toward the chaos. With Sonic, Mighty, and the rest primed for battle, Blaze felt the fire of determination within her roar to life. A moment of hesitation crossed her, but as she looked back at her friends standing strong, her doubt smoldered down. With a sharp nod, she rushed headlong into the storm, the cries of her friends echoing behind her, fueling her resolve as they united to face the legendary Darkspine and Babylon Guardian. It was a daunting risk they were taking, but to Blaze, it was a risk worthy of a fiery challenge.
Okay. So everyone's super. Is Charmy underage too? He is, yes. He's a similar age to... The Sonic ages are kind of... They've given them ages at points and then kind of decided they're not real anymore. But Charmy and Cream are specifically coded as children. So it doesn't matter what age they are. They're both, like, intentionally younger than everyone else, which is why it's weird. But everyone else is basically of varying ages, of like, but they're basically adults within the sort of Sonic universe, if that makes sense. Although Charmy does have a job, so I guess child labor laws are a bit more lax in the Sonic universe. It's not clear. Okay. I don't quite know how to what to do with this, other than like going down a just several paragraphs of explaining how they defeat Darkspine and the Babylon Guardian with Dark Sonic and all of their super friends. Shouldn't Basil be really pissed his girl died for no reason? I mean, Basil hasn't been in the plot for it since then. We don't know what Basil's doing. Hang on, that's a good point. Suddenly, Basil. Let's see what Basil does. He's technically the main character of this story. Suddenly Basil was attacked. Basil the Peacock was bleeding, but the Blue Bird Boy was a martial arts fighter, and so Basil punched... Okay. Let me restart. Suddenly, Basil was attacked. Basil the Peacock was bleeding, but the Blue Bird Boy was a martial arts fighter, and so Basil punched the bad guys. Basil gave a thumbs up and smiled. He also thought of his friends, but sadly, Sonic didn't approve of him, because Sonic had bad luck that day. Basil died. Friendless. Tails, who is dead now, tried to save Basil. But sadly, Knuckles also fell down the rock he was sitting on. But the Echidna did manage to grab Basil and fly away. So they went to the mall. The mall has a bus, and they are on top of the bus right now. They have made friends, some humans. The name of one is Sasha. She's a fox, so not a human. It's difficult to follow the narrative.
As Basil engaged in a brutal fight, the unfolding drama took a sudden turn towards dread when he was critically hit. Despite injury, Basil retaliated with a staunch punch, taking down his foes. The stunning save by Knuckles left everyone awestruck. Without wasting a moment, he swooped down, picked up Basil, and flew towards the nearby mall. All the while, a Dead Tails attempted a futile rescue. Upon reaching the mall, they found themselves atop a bus,
She's just
unexpectedly
repeating.
befriending a few humans and a fox named Sasha. The bizarre situation was a rambling roller coaster, their day at the mall unfolding into an unusual adventure.
Blaze, you're supposed to continue the story, not just reword what I just said to you. So, what happens next? Also, we want to be sort of working towards a conclusion. I guess Darkspine and the Babylon Guardian are still around. There's still quite a few threads on loose, but you know, you do whatever you want to do. Oh, it's very rambling. Basil and Vanilla will see you in hell. Jackie doesn't even know what a thread is. Yeah, I might have expected too much.
Flushed from the sudden trip to the mall, Blaze felt her thoughts race. She returned her focus onto their original mission. She knew they had to deal with the colossal figures of Darkspine and Babylon Guardian, now looming large on the horizon. With a firm nod to herself, she hurried towards the bus driver. Negotiating a quick ride back to where they started, they were soon en route, leaving the safety of the mall behind. A sense of grim resolve settled in, their fleeting moment of peace over. With Sasha now joining them, the group prepared for the imminent face-off. This was about to go down blazing.
Okay, so Vanilla's dead, Basil's dead, Tails is dead. They've replaced Basil with Sasha, the fox. I guess the other humans didn't join them. And they've taken a bus back to... Although Knuckles did save Basil, but I don't know if he just saved his corpse. It's not clear. I guess if they write Basil back in, then Basil can be alive still, I guess. I'm just gonna... The fight, we're not that interested in the fight, but... So the outcome of the fight was... Basil doesn't want to live in a world without his MILF. He knew her for like 5 minutes. It's... Okay, the outcome of the fight was a really weird fanfiction. No, hang on. Hard to figure out. I mean, a green bird against a robot the size of a building. Although there's something more important here. The fight never happened because Vanilla interrupted the group. Please, don't do anything to Eggman. I mean the evil E-Series robot, Vanilla told Sonic with love. Obey your elders, scolded Cream's mother, causing... Oh, no, hang on. Please don't do anything to Eggman because he needs us, spoke the floating corpse. Okay, so she's still dead. A sea of wide eyes greeted the revelation with jaws slack and arms open. No words could convey what was running through their heads at that moment. But true to her kind nature and faithful dedication, Vanilla's return wasn't one of vengeful ghost. Her death, having shaken up the balance, tipped a scale which had threatened to spill chaos on an unprepared world. Blaze, what happens next? Glorious Millfield 5 minutes, Jack. Well, I mean, look, her corpse is still floating around and talking, so, you know, maybe Basil can be, you know, not picky. I thought
Caught
maybe
off guard by Vanilla's spectral intervention, Blaze watched wide-eyed as the group broke off from their impending fight. Vanilla, or rather, Vanilla's ghost, had spoken. She had pleaded for Eggman, and they were about to heed her. "Let's stand down for Vanilla," Blaze called out, surprising even herself. The fighters glowered but gradually withdrew, respect for the fallen casting a solemn shadow on the beachfront. With the imminent conflict diffused, Blaze led the group back towards the relic. As they regrouped, she felt a flicker of hope. The day had been fraught with chaos, but maybe, just maybe, they could end it on a peaceful note.
Okay, I like that, by the way, Vanilla was like, please don't do anything to Eggman because he needs us. Eggman wasn't involved in this fight. This was a fight between Darkspine, the Babylon Guardian, Dark Sonic, and all of his super friends, and Sasha the Fox. Eggman wasn't here. Eggman was, as far as I know, with Vanilla's corpse doing something with a soul gem, which is why I thought she was gonna come back and be like, Eggman brought me back to life, but she's just a floating corpse ghost. Snake did confirm ghosts have orgies. I guess we could maybe take it that way. Maybe Vanilla could Blade can get cucked by a load of ghost animals. Cats, but maybe they get ended up piece now. Okay, I'm gonna just to see where everyone is with as far as the AI is concerned. The group consisted of. I just want it to list every member. That's my hope, anyway. Hang on, no, give me a list of. Okay, well that's a list of people, I guess, that's fine. Let me start this up with Blaze. Okay, the group consisted of Vanilla the Rabbit, not a dead person anymore. Okay, apparently Vanilla found a way to come back to life in between the last paragraph sentence and this one. Blaze the cat, you, and Amy the Hedgehog. Knuckles and Sonic stayed outside on guard just in case Eggman started doing something really dangerous. It took some time for everyone to return to the beach after the chaos confusion, but thankfully, no one else perished during this time. Vanilla was among the living again, and something about being alive by the will of Eggman and an omnipotent force. Whilst Blaze didn't exactly follow the explanations, she was relieved to see their friend, albeit as a spirit, had returned. What happens next? Okay, she's going to respond to my prompt, then she'll respond to your prompt, Reg, and we'll just see where that puts us.
Relieved to see Vanilla back amongst the living, Blaze chided herself for not questioning the bizarre circumstances. But with the final stretch of their mission ahead, she chose to focus on the present. Gathering her teammates, Blaze outlined a new plan. With Sonic and Knuckles standing guard outside and Vanilla now on board, they had a fighting chance. They would return to the relic, face the ominous glow once again, armed with renewed hope. With the beach slowly regaining its usual merriment in the wake of the unresolved chaos, Blaze led the way, diving back into the fiery belly of their situation. The uncharted path was daunting, but together, they were ready to blaze a trail.
I like the fact that they said now with Vanilla now on board. Vanilla has no combat ability whatsoever. She's just...
As they journeyed to the relic, Vanilla shared her tales from the afterlife.
Here we go.
She spoke of a sensual, unseen world, her voice a melody spun from the ether. The once familiar beachside seemed to thrum with an otherworldly energy, each word of Vanilla's revelation painting the surroundings with ethereal hues. They listened in quiet awe, the aura of mystery stoking the flames of their curiosity. Venturing into an unseen world, with Vanilla as their guide, Blaze felt their path was leading them towards the scintillating finale they so eagerly sought.
I think you needed to be a bit more explicit. I think they were... But it's okay. That's what I'm here for. I can steer this ship. One phrase stuck with Blaze. Ghost orgies. Hang on. I didn't think she'd get very explicit. I don't know the limits. I mean, the limits are just whatever the AI decides in any given moment. Despite her feelings for the dead woman and the tense air lingering between them, Blaze still wanted to have sex. It seemed like Sonic is the only person she hasn't had a romantic or sexual relationship with. Oh, okay. All right, so apparently Blaze gets around. Well, let's hang on. Let me read this out to Blaze. One phrase that Vanilla said stuck with Blaze: ghost orgies. Despite her feelings for the dead woman, recently dead woman, and the tense air lingering between them, Blaze still wanted to have sex. It seems like Sonic is the only person she hasn't had a romantic or sexual relationship with. Maybe Amy could change that later. For the time being, though, Blaze needs to stop being sad and ignore her problems and work on helping her friends with their issues. If she hadn't been the one to invite everyone into the sacred garden of the lake, goddess, then the evil Bandersnatch, as a result of the hate from people who mistook her and Blaze for... What it? Hang on, no, I'm going to redo that one. I read ahead. If she hadn't been the one to invite everyone into the sacred garden of the lake's ecosystem, she might have tried to find Sonic again, or reconcile, or try to have an orgy with whoever wanted. The end goal of the adventure was worth more than that, though. After her doubts about what she thought was her failure to retrieve Vanilla the Mother Rabbit, Blaze's love for her friend and admiration for their team as a whole is what pulled her through the grief and uncertainty. Okay, Blaze, let's start trying to wrap this up. I don't know where that went. That doesn't count if you're not in your home dimension. Yeah, this is what happens in an otherworldly realm, stays in an otherworldly realm. That's what they say. 16 more points. I think we might wrap this up nicely.
Vanilla's words, albeit haunting and bewildering, jolted Blaze from her melancholic trance. She pushed aside her desires, choosing to focus on the task before her. Realization dawned on her. As fiery as she was, Blaze's value lied not in her romantic entanglements, but in her unbending will to guard her friends. The sacred garden, the sacred bonds she had with her team, stirred a newfound determination within her. With her resolve reignited, Blaze led the charge. Sonic, Amy, and others rallied behind her, united in their pursuit. The adventure they undertook together, the love that bound them, rekindled by Vanilla's spiritual insight, blazed brighter than ever. Blaze's passion for her team was not her weakness, but her strength, driving her forward toward the grand conclusion of their extravagant escapade.
Okay. I don't think either Novel AI or Blaze knows how this is going to end. So I'm excited to see what they think the actual, culmination of this is. But let's... Come on, Twitch, I can end this. Come on. All right, I'm gonna do something. You're gonna have to just roll with this. Hang on, there should be a space here. Their quest ended suddenly when? I guess the quest. Okay. The quest ended suddenly when it was revealed to everyone that Eggman's greatest trick is convincing people that an idea is a plan. After all, he convinced everyone in the world that he was smart enough to find a cure to cure the cure that cures a cure in the process, and in the process cure Vanilla of the fact that she was an Eskimo. Hence, the cure of the cure is the cure itself, so we cured a cure. The grueling chase, their extraordinary quest, had finally concluded. Filled with joy and wonderment, the beach roared to life, singing an eclectic hymn. Slightly racist. That's going to race. Yeah, it is. I'm gonna just to keep it consistent, I'm just gonna change that to dead, because at least that tracks with what actually happened in the story.
The revelation of Eggman's cure-curing trick quite literally took the wind out of their sails. Astonished by the layered deception, the team found themselves amazed and relieved. His trickery hadn't led to destruction as they feared, but revived Vanilla and closed their fantastical quest. The beach sprang to life, the sand swirling to Eggman's peculiar efficacy. The team shared a moment of collective joy and relief, their extraordinary adventure finally ending in not so much a blazing grandeur, but rather with a spark that promised many more escapades. Blaze, the fiery spirit that led them through, found herself filled with warmth, not of flames, but of cherished bonds and triumph, marking the end of their wild journey.
Okay, so I don't really know what they did, or all right. So the story started with Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles were coming back from some quest. They ran into Basil, the peacock, who showed off some of his various supernatural powers, which never did anything. Then Blaze, who started in the first person, eventually changed into the third person, joined the group. There was a flash of light, revealing a relic. They split up. There was a moment between Knuckles and Blaze. They then regrouped with Vanilla in a bikini. A black wall swallowed Knuckles, but Blaze freed him from the black wall. Then they regrouped, including Vanilla in a bikini, who was there for some reason. They returned to the beach and had the relic teleported them back to their base, and Tails died. He was dead. Rather than mourn, they decided to have a party, and Amy brought 4 types of sandwiches. Then Chaotic showed up, and they played beach volleyball until the next day. In the morning, Bikini the Robotnik showed up and told them that her brothers were missing. Does Vanilla and Bikini need a reason? I mean, I guess not. I mean, it doesn't make any less sense than anything else that happened in today. But Bikini the Robotnik showed up and said that her brothers were missing. Then, so Blaze and Sonic...
In a sudden twist, Regret Respective issued a fiery challenge. Embracing their claims, Blaze echoed a bold proclamation, turning her gaze back to Darkspine. "Curse you, Darkspine!" Blaze's voice echoed across the beach. "I, Blaze, shall be your reckoning!" The warrior spirit within her ignited, her solemn vow mingling with the crackling bonfires and evening tides. The end of one journey, it seemed, was merely the beginning of another blazing tale. As she squared her shoulders, ready to embark on the new challenge, her companions rallied behind her, the spirit of their recent victory fueling their eager determination. Little did they know, they were only stoking their fiery adventures further.
Okay, so you set up a sequel, I guess. And I'll give you a capital R. Okay, we'll get to this this prompt. Wait. Sonic and Blaze set off to investigate, and then they held hands for a bit. Then they stumbled on Basil and Vanilla having sex in the beach. Sonic got upset, ran away, collected his socks, and made new socks for his friend Tails, who was still dead. Amy went to console him. Then I think that was when Darkspine and the Babylon Guardian showed up. Sonic returned and went Dark Sonic. Then everyone went Super. Basil died. Basil got injured and was bleeding badly. We actually don't know what happened to Basil. I could find out. I'm just trying to figure out what plot threads are still sort of...
Oh, the twists and turns of life, Blaze murmured, a chuckle slipping past her lips. Her friends cocked their heads, their confusion evident. With a sly smirk, Blaze made her announcement. Turns out our fantastic journey was nothing more than a simulation, orchestrated by none other than our sadly departed Tails. Jaws dropped at her revelation, the randomness of their quest suddenly making strange sense. But alas, Blaze sighed dramatically. It seems he's still in that big coconut grove in the sky. And with a shrug, she concluded, so, the end? Despite the bewilderment, the beachfront roared with laughter, their fiery tale ending on Blaze's peculiarly anticlimactic note.
Okay. I mean, that is an end... That is an ending that does fit with everything else. Okay. So just to, again, finish recapping, Knuckles saved Basil, and then they went to a mall where they met Sasha the Fox. They then took the bus back to the fight, but as they were just about to fight, the ghost of Vanilla showed up and said, "Don't fight Eggman because he needs us." Blaze convinced everyone to stand down. Then Blaze, Vanilla, who is now alive for some reason, and Amy went to the relic. But it turned out that Eggman had tricked them into creating a cure for a cure, curing a cure that it in the process brought Vanilla back to life somehow. Which ended their quest. And then, when celebrating, they were about to set up a sequel to chase down Darkspine. But then it turns out this was all a simulation being run by Tails, who is still dead. I mean... Yeah. Blaze, I think the story is over, but to finish it off, I think we need a title drop. So, can you give me a succinct last sentence, including a title drop? Now, will Blaze remember the title she came up with 2 hours and 40-something minutes ago?
And so, as the echoes of their laughter settled along with the fading sunset, they realized that through the fantastical, fiery, and absurd moments, they'd truly experienced a blaze in the Sonic Shire.
That's not the name of this. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. That's not the name of the fanfic. She's forgotten the title that she gave it. It's not called A Blaze in the Sonic Shire, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to replace that with the title that she actually gave. And so, as the echoes of their laughter settled along with the fading sunset, they realized that through the fantastical, fire, and absurd moments, they'd truly experienced Chaos Control, Flames of Desire. The end. What is this obsession with Eskimos? Why does it keep bringing up Eskimos? I'm just gonna... Okay, no, the robot doctor's fine. So, epilogue. Basil, the peacock, who was supposed to be in this chapter, was forgotten by every character, spent eternity being shunned and rejected, until he decided to turn his back to everyone and be friends with Eggman, the robot doctor. Their bond turned them immortal, and Basil the Peacock lives happily ever after with his robot doc egg friend. In fact, actually, let's. I want to do a rundown of just like what every character did. I'll just do it the same format so it knows what I'm doing. Okay, so Basil, who was completely forgotten about, became friends with Eggman, and that made them immortal. Sonic, the Hedgehog, died in a battle against the evil robots of the robotic factory, leaving Eggman's robotic empire in ruins. As he died, Sonic utters his last words, "I'm good." Those same words now adorn every Eggman creation. Tails is still dead. Epilogue. Knuckles. This is Revenge for Redeeming naming characters, Basil, yeah. Knuckles is also dead, and now lives with ghosts in the afterlife. He has been promoted to Angel, and now walks hand in hand with Tails in the world of angels and gods and the like. Okay, so Knuckles and Tails became angels, but Sonic just died. Okay. Epilogue. Amy is going to die soon and is trying to have sex with everyone around her to cope. Okay, hang on. You don't need to keep coming up with different epilogues. We're just... you're getting confused. She is still looking forward to meeting Sonic when he passes. She has also given birth to a small hedgehog who she named Mighty the Armadillo because he's strong like him. Mighty grows into a powerful being who rules over the dead for eternity. Okay, I guess that's Epilogue Mighty set up. He wasn't in it much, but Vector... AI mostly wants to kill characters. I respect it. It's the Game of Thrones school of narrative fiction writing. Vector is a dumb lizard with his head stuck in a fish tank, except he's wearing glasses and looks like a cowboy. Silver the Hedgehog died during a time-traveling incident. Okay, Silver wasn't in this story, but apparently he died during a time-travel incident. I guess that's why he didn't show up in this story, because he died off-screen during a time-travel incident. Espio was here briefly. So Espio, the chameleon, left home forever. He moved in with his aunt and lives on her farm where he is not lonely or bullied or sad or afraid and is a very happy boy. Okay. Here's the big one. Vanilla. Vanilla, Eggman, Tikal, and Rouge are having an orgy. Shadow died as he lived in a car accident. Rouge reached emotional contentment and broke up with Knuckles because it just feels right. Trademark. Hang on. Vanilla. Everyone forgot Blaze because they were distracted. Okay, hang on. Okay, so Shadow and Rouge, again, not in this story. Despite it being called Chaos Control, Shadow didn't show up. Rouge... also, I'm very surprised, by the way, that none of you brought Shadow into this, or considering how much Blaze was talking about her and Shadow slash fiction when we had Blaze, when we were doing Sonic Rush. I didn't want to steer the plot too much. Okay, so Vanilla, Eggman, Tikal, and Rouge are having an orgy. I feel like Eggman is the winner in that scenario. I mean, I guess they're all winners. Well, yeah. Sasha? Do you remember Sasha the Fox? Moved to space with her friends and boyfriend, and then began building a place for all sentient beings to live together as one big family. Sasha got pregnant but lost the child and her husband in a shooting. She is now pregnant again and hopes for a better future. Man, Sasha had a hell of a life off screen, considering she was in it for like one sentence. Did I forget anyone? Basil. Oh, I will do Blaze, but I will do Blaze as the very last one. I'll let Blaze come up with her own epilogue. So we did Basil, Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy. I know Eggman technically has... Oh, I guess that was Bikini the Robotnik. She was a more significant character than Sasha, I guess. Bikini the Robotnik is a free spirit and does what she likes. She is also married to a man called Rock the Hedgehog who wears sunglasses. Cream the... Okay, no. Stop trying to mention Cream. Jack the Writer. Yeah, I'm surprised Blaze didn't try and self-insert me or anything. She seemed very cognizant of the fact that I was not part of the story, that she put herself in. Yeah, we had Bikini, Ghost Orgies. No, Vanilla's alive. Although I guess Dekel's dead. Actually, yeah, I guess Dekel is part of the Ghost Orgy. Okay, so Bikini the Robot married Rock the Hedgehog, who's another OC. Was there anyone else who was mentioned? We did Amy. Yeah, I think that's everyone. Okay. Blaze, I need an epilogue for what you did after this story. Just a one-sentence summary of what you did.
After the story's fiery conclusion, Blaze indulged in a moment of solitude, penning down her intriguing misadventures into her secret, not quite coherent fanfic chronicle.
Oh, okay, so Blaze, as the epilogue, Blaze wrote this fanfiction based on the events that happened. See, there's the epilogue twist that we needed. Okay, this was stupid. This was very stupid. I don't think there's anything more to say for that. Excellent. None of us to blame then. Yeah, it was all Blaze's fault. Let's just all blame Blaze. Blaze, we're finished. We have definitely written words down on a page. It was awful, and I feel like we've just wasted 3 hours. How are you feeling, I guess?
Well, Jack, time flies when the imagination's on fire. I had a blast. True, our story was more like a wildfire taking random turns, but that's the joy of spontaneity in writing. Besides, aren't the best tales spun from the heart, regardless of how terrible they may seem? Remember, every blaze starts from a tiny spark.
I disagree. that the best stories are spun from the heart, regardless of how terrible they may seem. I think the best stories are ones that are, well thought out and have a coherent beginning, middle, and end, and don't just forget characters and plot points just randomly. But maybe that's hoping for too much. Okay, well, it is interesting to see how AI has developed in the 2 years since I did this originally. It's still, I think the problem is it's developed to a point where it's more coherent, but still struggles really with this whole thing. But I guess it's also not designed for you to have two AIs without any knowledge of each other contributing and just going in round and round. I guess if you just have the one thing doing it, it's probably okay. This probably isn't the this probably isn't the the ideal format for this. So everyone was dead. Basil survived apparently. Sonic died. Tails died. Knuckles died. Amy's going to die soon. But she's had sex with everyone and given birth to a hedgehog named Mighty the Armadillo. Mighty's fine. Victor's fine, although his head's stuck in a fish tank, so maybe not for long. Silver died. Espio left home to live with his aunt, and he's very happy. Vanilla, Eggman, Tickle, and Rouge are all fine. Shadow died. Rouge broke up with Knuckles because it just feels right. Knuckles was dead, by the way, so I feel like it just feels right does make sense. Sasha's alive, but her boyfriend and child died. Bikini's alive, and Blaze is writing fanfiction, surrounded by the corpses of her dead friends. Good. This was stupid. This was a waste of an evening, I think. I think we should all just go away from here and take a long, hard think about how we're all spending our time. We've got a limited amount of time on this planet, and we spent the last 3 hours of it doing this, and I don't think any of us should feel good about this. Anyway, if it helps, I laughed. Well, that's something. And to be fair, I laughed at a couple of bits. I like the sandwiches. Also, just the non sequiturs from Novel AI. Blaze was boring though. She needed to be spicier. I should have just made her horny. I just didn't want it to be. I wanted it to be like saucy, but not full on just porn. Because I didn't want to read that out to her, but I should have made her a little hornier than she was. So the most we got was hand holding, which is I was expecting more. Maybe my own time. Anyway, I will maybe stream tomorrow. I have to go into office to work. I have to go into the office to work tomorrow, so it entirely depends how tired I am when I get back from the office. If I'm not tired, we'll stream. I know what we'll be streaming. We will stream because I got it downloaded it and got it set up over the weekend. We will stream Last Rebellion, which is one of the punishment games I had from the Sonic 2 stream. So I've got that working and ready to go. So if I'm not tired, we'll play Last Rebellion. And yeah, it'll be that'll be something. Reg, I think that was one of your games, Reg. I think it's I don't know. It could be fun. It didn't review well. I did look. It's one of the worst reviewed games of 2010. So I am excited. So yeah, we'll do that tomorrow. Then we'll play. If I don't stream tomorrow, we'll play. They're slowing down though. We'll play Final Fantasy 4. We'll continue Final Fantasy 14 on Wednesday and Friday. So there's a game that I've been wanting to play, but it was due an update, and so I've been waiting for the update to come out. And there's been teasing that the update's coming out, and today was its anniversary. I'm not going to say which game it is. Not Wanted Dead. We will play Wanted Dead eventually, but I'm gonna try and limit it to one punishment stream a week because I don't know. I can do more than that. So the punishment stream this week will be Last Rebellion. So I think there's a new update coming. If it comes up before Friday, I might do Friday and Saturday playing that because I wanna play it. I've been wanting to play it for a while, but if not, we'll play it another time. But that's the plan, tentatively. So, yeah. So yeah, maybe see you tomorrow. Definitely see you Wednesday. But yeah, if I see you then, I will see you then. Otherwise, I will see you when I see you. I am going to. I don't know what to do. I'm wanting to do about these flies. I guess I will check the fly paper and see how how productive that's been, but there's still a couple buzzing around, so not that productive. But they're tiring out. I think they're starting to get tired. So, have a good night, all. Stay dandy, and yeah, just again, sorry for everything that's happened tonight. Christ.